T-minus 50 seconds. T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Shout out to Kopish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
All the good work
the
up.
Two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that guy. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Good evening, lovely people, and welcome back to another Kop-Ish show. It's the Monday night live show, as always, where we get behind the mic. Please make sure you subscribe, comment, and like. Joined by Drifty. Man like Matt, unfortunately, can't be with us, but we're going to hopefully make it a fun-filled and packed show for you guys tonight. As always, guys, please keep it respectful in the chat. Banter is always welcome and allowed. Yeah. It feels good. It feels good.
Oh man, bro, don't get me started. I wasn't gonna say that.
Glory, Glazers family.
I wasn't gonna say
Glory,
that.
Glazers family. Glory, Glazers family. And they'll stay here for eternity. Love it, love it, love it. Drift, got a few things to talk about tonight. I'm going to be speaking about the links and rumours of Leroy Sane coming to Liverpool. 13 years of FSG. FSG have been owners of Liverpool 13 years. Unlucky for some, lucky for others. Going to speak about Robertson's injury.
Just Glaze. Just Glaze. Oh man, I said that was a killer.
Robertson's injury that he sustained, and also time for Tsimikas to step up. And then we're also going to be speaking about the links to Pedro Neto from Wolverhampton Wanderers. Guys, as you know, if you're watching on YouTube, there's a poll at the moment. Would you be happy signing Leroy Sane? Answer yes or no. So, Drift. Leroy Sane is now 27 years old. Time flies, because I remember when he turned up in the Premier League as a teenager and was ripping at right backs to shreds. And he's now 27, playing right wing or left wing for Bayern Munich, soon to be 28. I'm going to ask you two questions here. If he was coming in to... No, in fact, there's no point asking that one. I'll ask that with another one. If we lose Salah, which could potentially happen next summer. I've just seen Pimpin distress his name. if we lose Salah in the summer,
Pardon me. Yeah.
Would you be happy if we signed Leroy Sane?
This is a tough one because first off, I don't think you can replace Salah. Therefore, it's a massive downgrade regardless. Even if it's a super talented player, we could have got Diaby, bro, and it would have still been a massive step down from Salah, even though he's a super talented player himself. This is going to be like what it was like to lose Suarez, because a lot of our other Gs, Carragher, Gerrard, a lot of our other legends or people who had that super influence on the team, they left when they were old. It's like Even
Torres,
there's an argument that Torres was kind of like injury-wise past his best. Even I still think him and Suarez would have absolutely been amazing.
yeah.
There is a big argument that you have to take into consideration that Torres's injuries had meant he was past his best. I think Xabi Alonso or Mascherano maybe are two players that come to mind that were still at their peak when they left Liverpool. But once again, even though they were absolutely special players, I don't think they had that X factor the way a Torres, a Suarez, a Gerrard did. Do you get what I mean? They were more those guys that kept the team ticking over. They weren't the guys who win you the match. And that's what Salah is. That's what Suarez was. And when we lost Suarez, we didn't recover, in my opinion, until we signed Mane. I think that was the first time after Suarez left when we were like, okay, we've got a real killer in the team again now.
Could you not suppose Sturridge was always injured, wasn't he?
Well, Sturridge was already there, remember? So we didn't even sign Sturridge.
Yeah.
I mean, like Sturridge was there. I mean, like after plus the injuries of Sturridge was the only reason why he wasn't able to carry that mantle afterwards. Because he would have carried that mantle injury-free. 100%, 100% Sturridge would have carried that mantle. But again,
I don't think he would have been as good without Suarez, but he would have still been a magical player.
Yeah. And then you think about the fact that we brought in Bobby and Sturridge's link up could have been beautiful if they'd have got to play together. Do you know what I mean? There's so many variables if Sturridge.
We've been so unlucky missing out on partnerships that could have been Suarez, Torres, Bobby, Sturridge. It's painful, man.
It is. I know you'll probably laugh at me because you don't like the player, but I still think we're robbed of the possibility of Balotelli and Sturridge even being able to link up. Because maybe
I don't dislike Balotelli. I don't dislike Balotelli. I just think he wasted his career to an extent. I think there were extenuating circumstances. I do think there are some times where coaches didn't help. Brendan didn't help him, but I don't think he helped himself a lot of the time. But I'll be real with you. As much as I talk about him, bro, Coutinho, if you add Coutinho to the squad that went into the 18-19 season and the 19-20 and then like so forth, we clean up. We win the league and the Champions League in 18-19 and we go undefeated.
Oh, yeah. I know everybody will be like, all this whataboutism and all this stuff. But like, I truly believe if FSG had to give the funds to buy Ali, Fab and Van Dijk without selling Coutinho and Coutinho had stayed and didn't want to go, I think we would have done what Man City did. I think it would have been us that would have had the 2 or 3 titles in this time and it would have been them that missed out. Because you had Coutinho to what we had. Like, we were almost unstoppable anyway, Cal. So imagine if you had Coutinho in there. Like, it would have been a joke. Like, all you would have been doing is replacing one of either Hendo or Wijnaldum with Coutinho in that 3 in the middle. But it's over. You know what I mean?
Plus, you'd have still had Naby and Ox, who wouldn't have been having to be relied on as much because you got Coutinho there. So that could have helped with their injuries. It all could have been a match. But we would have dominated so many things with Coutinho in that squad.
Yeah, we might not even have lost the final that we got to. The first one,
17, 18. Yeah, you might
even without Ali in goal. You just put Coutinho in that team, and we might even still beat Madrid in that 17.
Well, yeah, because it was Lallana that came on to go up top for Salah. That would have been Coutinho just moved in from midfield into the front 3 position, and then could have probably brought on another midfielder, which would have just helped solidify again as well. So, man.
Yeah, I mean, so we've got a lot of that to think about when Mo goes, because I don't think we replace Mo. I genuinely don't. Like, I worry. I'm just as worried about Mo leaving as I am Klopp, but just in a different way. Because, like, when you've had a player of that level who's been that unbelievable for that long, and there is an absolute lack of right wingers in world football, like, I almost wish that it was that he was a left winger, because even though I think Mane arguably was better than Salah when they were both at the team at the same time, if you look across the 4 years they played together, there were so many left wingers in the world. We went and got Diaz. There's Cueva. There's AC Milan. Like, there's just so many bad boy left wingers in the world, but there's not many right. So I don't know how we're gonna replace Mo. On to Sane now. I think he's a bit inconsistent, which would be my worry. Talent-wise, I haven't got one worry about his talent. He is one of the most talented players in world football, and that's a fact. It's an absolute fact. I think maybe attitude. Lost Cal. I think maybe attitude. I think maybe the way all that stuff like happened with with Mane. I mean, I'm gonna have to like try and act like that never happened if he ever did come to Liverpool. But that would obviously bother me.
Shout out to Tay Sean. Shout out to Lakers as well. Kubo. Have you heard of him, Drew?
I haven't. Is he a right winger?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. What, is he young? I'm guessing. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, no, I haven't heard of him. I'll check him out though. And yeah, Kingsman, as Kingsman said, yeah, and he's a little bit injury prone. I think there's a bit of a misconception about Sane and his injuries, a little bit like Maddison, where he's had like a few big injuries and missed some important games. But I wouldn't call him injury prone. He's not a guy who only plays like 20 games a season or something like that. So I don't think it's necessarily a worry in that way. I think a lot of people remember that big injury he got at Man City that you alluded to a couple of shows ago when he was out for that massive prolonged period of time that really hampered City. But it's not like he's just always weak here, out here, right here. He's not that type of injury prone. I wouldn't call him injury prone. Again, 28, is that really the worst thing in the world? If you get 2 or 3 absolute top years out of him. So I don't know, bro. I don't know. As a talent, Leroy Sane is a spectacular talent. Like, he came through with Mbappe, Martial, Dembele. Like, he was that crop that came through in that time. And I don't think he's disappointed. I really don't. I know Martial and Dembele have massively underperformed due to injury and maybe coaching. But I think Sane goes in the Mbappe side of like, I think he's a success. He didn't reach the heights of Mbappe's, but he's definitely a success. I wouldn't say that he wasted his talent or he hasn't, maybe he hasn't fully fulfilled what we thought he could, but he's at least got to 75, 80% of what we thought he could. So top player, man. What would the price be? I don't know what the price would be.
The rumors around 80 mil, apparently.
Oh, see, that's mad. That's mad.
Is it?
Because if he comes in for 80 mil, then he's got to light it up, Cal.
You just wax lyrical about how talented he is, though, and everything. Is 80 mil a stretch for a player that good?
No, it ain't. But I'm thinking about our pocket. Like, when you say 80 mil to me, I'm like, oh shit, like Liverpool. When it comes to them high prices there, with Liverpool, it's always do or die. Like, there ain't no room for error. There ain't
But we do pay those prices, though. We've seen us play those prices.
Yeah, but we kind of pay those prices only when it's almost like nothing's a guarantee in life. But like Ali, Van Dijk, guarantees. Nunes was 21 when we bought him. It was a massive risk, but I think there was still a possible, 64, and then it could rise. So it's not even quite 80, but like, we don't really normally do that 80 unless it's almost a guarantee. And Van Dijk and Ali were almost guarantees, right? I mean, Ali was 70, I think. Virgil was 75.
Again, I'm not even giving my verdict here, but I think this is a good comment from Zane saying we would need a player in Sane's age group for Doak's development. Don't want Salah to leave, though. Do you agree with that sentiment? I mean,
I think Doak might end up moving over to the other wing, though. I know people might think I've been a bit stupid, but because the inverted wing thing is like such a big deal in modern football, I think Doak will eventually become a left winger. Do you know what I mean? Like, especially in the way we play. Yeah. The way we play, having a natural winger rather than an inverted winger almost doesn't quite fit exactly into the way Klopp likes to play, does it? Do you get what I mean?
Where Doak's a bit different, though, Drift, is Doak is very two-footed.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of wingers in world football. Like, you think even some of the greats over the years, your Robbins, etc., they're not two-footed. I wouldn't even say Salah's two-footed. Obviously, we've seen Salah score some blinders with his right foot. He's not two-footed. Doak seems to me like he's very comfortable on both sides. So
he's definitely predominantly right-footed, even though he's got a good left, though.
No, agreed. But I think that's what helps him playing on the right wing. I'm like you. I wouldn't mind seeing him as being an understudy to Diaz, and then us getting another understudy for Mo, because I do think we are lacking in the wing areas. Again, if I'm going to be completely transparent, I want Doak to.
Is that me or Cal? Chat's still moving. I think it's Cal. Yeah, I think it is. These gremlins up in Cal's system, man. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure exactly what he was gonna. I don't know, bro. Big up yourself as well. It's been a minute, India Scouts. I don't know. Gordon, after massive injury. I don't know. I think he's a long way from there. Let me hit up a few of these supers while I wait for Cal's thing to reset. Big up yourself as always, Sadiq. 38 months a member. Come on, bro. Hold on a minute. Every time I see somebody with that level of thing, I've got to drop it for them. Turn down your speakers if you're listening through a thing right now for Sadiq. But man, you absolute ledge. After what Sane pulled with Mane, it's a no from me.
So
Sadiq.
that's what I was going to say. So the 20, again, you guys know for me, if the player's talented, I don't really care about the age too much in terms of costs. I understand he's nearer to 30 than he is 25. So 80 mil for a player of his talent. Yeah, I get why people would be hesitant. For me, it's more a case of attitude and effort sometimes, as well as what he did with Mane. There are times where I feel as though Sane kind of gives up in games. Like, I'll watch him and I think, you're not trying hard enough. You're not trying as hard as you could be. When there's other games where he's like, I'm on it today. And don't get me wrong, there's days where Mo can be really bad, but there's never a game where I've come away thinking Mo, Mane, Diaz, these man just didn't want it today. Like, they might have bad performances, but I never sat there and thought, these lot didn't want it today.
For lack of trying, basically.
Yeah, these lot didn't care today. They didn't try. Whereas I've come away from watching Sane, sometimes I'm like, my man just didn't.
Can that not happen, Cal, when you're at with no disrespect to Bayern, when you're at a team where you're almost bigger than the club, or your manager?
Oh, he's not bigger than Bayern, bro.
I'm not bigger than Bayern, but Bayern
way.
have been a bit of a mess recently, and like their managerial situation as well, bro. They're a bit like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really think the players have really been taking the managers that serious, and player power has been a bit of a mad one at Bayern. Bayern ain't really exactly in the last few years been like, they haven't been PSG level, but I didn't really see that from Sane when he was under Guardiola.
But it's the same sentiment. It's the same sentiment I have with the Mbappe stuff, bro. If you've got that in you, like, how can
I do agree with that. If you're taking advantage of it, then it still means
I'm gonna break it down like this, Drift. And I'm not even gonna do the whole jokey thing. Say my missus was okay. Say I cheated on my missus. My missus was like, it's just a mistake. Just don't do it again. I'm gonna think, I might be able to just run it again. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if I cheat and I know my missus is gonna be like, that ain't happening again, get out. I'm not gonna do it. But if I'm with someone who I know I can cheat with and I do it, that doesn't make me a better person for doing it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I should still not do it. So if you're in an environment where you know you can get away with things and you do take advantage of it, for me, I think that's an issue rather than you being like, I'm still going to give 100%. Like, I think Salah could down tool sometimes if he really wanted to, but he doesn't. He never does. And I think that's the mentality. Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, all these people, like, who are at the upper echelon of football, they don't down tool. They might have bad games. They might do this. They might do that, but they never down tool. They never walk onto that pitch or never get to 60, 70 minutes and be like, I can't be asked. Never. And I see it with Mbappe. I see it with Sane. So
it is a bit of an attitude issue. You know what I mean? And that's what I meant when I was saying, because I was given a list of things like, if your player is bigger than the club, if you don't, you know, if there's player power,
he ain't close to being bigger than Bayern.
If there's a manager who can't control. Now, but I'm just putting them all in one bracket. If you've got a manager who can't control big names, if there's player power in the dressing room, if you're a club player who thinks you're bigger than the club or you become that way, all of those things can kind of like be a reason why a player is doing what you're saying they're doing. And I don't think Liverpool ever is an environment for that to be the case. So maybe we would have to worry less about that attitude problem at Liverpool. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So you lot in the chat, I give one example and you lot got so left with this. H said, I'm looking to face the wall with that analogy, you know. You lot crap me up. So yeah,
you got it ain't a personal thing, you know what I mean? Everyone just
let me go to the poll. Personal, yeah? So looking at the poll, Drift, pause. There are 56% of people who would like Leroy Sane against 44% that say no. So it's weird because looking through the actual comments, most people say no, but the actual voting says different. So very interesting.
I mean, what I would ask people who don't want him, and I'm still on the fence myself at the moment, so I'm not pointing fingers or having a dig. Like, I'm just being genuine here, and maybe it will help me to understand maybe about my decision. Who's a better replacement for Salah than Mane? Sane.
I don't think you can get one player, but that's going to come late. Do you know what? We'll touch on that now. Actually, Drift. Do you know what? Rather, I'll switch the show up a little bit. Pedro Neto is another player who's been heavily linked with us recently. Big up. And it feels good again. It means he's balling out. He's doing his thing. If I'm not mistaken, joint top assist maker in the league so far. Big up Pedro. But I don't think we can just get one player. I think it's got to be two. And the reason I say that is if one player comes in, the amount of pressure that is going to be on that one player to deliver is just going to be unreal. Plus, there is no one who's a right winger, a left-footed right winger who scores and assists at the rate that Salah does. So it's impossible to bring in one person and expect them to now just suddenly give the uptake.
You know, I was gonna say that, bro, but I had a feeling you was gonna say I didn't want to do it again. Where I always say something that was part of your. Like, I'm starting to learn now. Cal might say this. Don't ruin it.
You're ruining it. You're ruining it.
I was gonna say that, bro. I was gonna say if you buy Sane, you have to buy two. You have to buy two. He can't.
I think no matter who you buy, bro. I think no matter who you buy, you've got to buy two.
All right. So say for example, you know my man at Napoli. I just keep calling him Quavo because I hear you say it all the time. What? How do you actually pronounce? How do you actually pronounce his proper name?
I think it's pronounced Kvaratskhelia. I've probably butchered that though.
Well, I didn't even realize what you just said there.
Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia, I believe it is.
Okay.
But I just call him Crava or Cravadonna.
All right. Whichever way, Donna. That makes more sense. So you see Donna, yeah? Easy for me with my English. I think he could be a one-man replacement for Mo.
But he was on the other side, though, Drift.
No, that's what I'm just saying. Say it was like we needed a left.
I know what you're gonna say. You know I'm not on board with it.
And that would be a player that I would be like, do you know what? All right, cool. We're just getting one, but it's a player of that level and that young. Cool. All right, cool. But because Sane is 28, or he will be by the time we buy him, and obviously there is a little bit of skepticism around consistency / attitude. That's why I'm saying you buy another one. But at 80 mil, we ain't got the money to buy another one. Do you know what I mean? And then that's where the problem.
So let me ask you a question.
From.
Let's say we go and get cover. Who plays on the right?
You know what? You lot think I'm crazy. I still believe you can make Diaz a right winger.
Can't do it, bro.
No, bro. I believe you can make Diaz a right winger.
It won't work.
Maybe not a Klopp system because he's right-footed. I agree with that. But I still think he's fully capable of being a right winger. And if it's easier to buy a left winger of super talent and player we've already got in the team who's good on the other side, rather than scrambling to try and find the right winger, and you're not going to end up with anybody that you really want. Do you get what I mean? I would rather buy a left winger, and then put Diaz on the right. And then you know what? If within the season it ain't working, then you go in again and try and find a right winger again, or you spend a year to try and find one. But it's way easier to buy a left winger than it is a right winger. So
it is, but that's not the position we need, though. And it's just in the same way it's easier to buy 8 than a 6, bro. I genuinely like.
But they are like two really totally different roles. I know being on either side is different, but your role will still be the same. You're an attacker, score goals, create goals.
It's not. Diaz and Salah's game is completely different. Salah and Mane's game was completely different.
As players, it was, but their role in the team was the same. Create or score goals. No, bro, that was their role in the team.
It wasn't, bro, because Mane was more defensive than Salah. Salah would sometimes drift into the central more. Mane would more go to the
from that point. Yeah. I mean, just from an attacking point of view.
They play completely
their roles,
different.
They do, but I still think from an attacking point of view, score and assist, they both still had the same instructions, so to speak. Of an all-round thing, yeah, you're right. Mane was asked to do a lot more defensive work.
No, but here's the thing. We say that Mane's assist numbers ain't that great.
Not in his first season, they weren't,
No,
but
not
they
at
were
all,
pretty
bro.
good. They were pretty
No.
good in a couple of the middle ones.
They weren't, bro. Even 18-19, if I'm not mistaken, that season where Aubameyang, Salah, and Mane all got the joint golden boot, I think Mane only registered 1 assist in the Premier League that season.
But think about the games whenever Mo wasn't playing. Mane became the creator. It was like
No,
he did what he needed to do when he needed to do it, kind of thing.
but
Do you
how
know
often
what I mean?
was that though?
No, but that's because Salah didn't miss many games.
But that's what I'm saying, because they play such a different game, though, bro.
I mean, maybe. I still think if there was, as a winger, generally speaking, I still think goals and assists is like part of your, you know what I mean? It's part of your instructions. Because if you see someone in a better place than you, you've got to pass, right? If you're a winger and you're burning in, but you see a man, like, you still got to make sure you pass. It's the right thing to do, right? So
Mane was more than assist, bro. Bro, look at the game against Leicester in the 19-20 season at home, bro. He switched over to the right and bodied Chilwell. He said, all right, I'm going to do the right wing back team today. I'm going to show you what I'm about. Like, Salah could never do that.
A superstar.
No,
no. In terms of what they're like as players, they weren't the same. But I mean, as wingers in our team, as a left or a right winger, it was pretty much from an attacking point of view, score and assist. Like, that was the role. So even if you swapped them over, they would have still been told to score and assist. It wouldn't have been like, now you're on that side, you've got to do something else. It would have been.
You say that that weren't Bobby's role, effectively. Bobby was the facilitator.
But he never played wing, though.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So even though he plays in a certain position, which was quote unquote goals and assists, the roles weren't like that for these lot. I think Salah, even Diaz now, bro. Diaz and Salah, their game's completely different. Diaz will look to try and take on a few man. Salah ain't really looking to take on more than 2-3 men. He'll try and take on one, and then he's going to try and kick it with the outside of his foot to maybe cross into the box, or he's going to try and play that inside ball towards Nunes or Jota. Like, they're so different, bro. Hence why I don't think you can just buy. Hence why I don't think you can just put Diaz on the right, even though he's got the pace, he's got trickery, and the reason he plays on the left is because of that unpredictability. I don't think we're going to see a game where you think, is Diaz going to cut in on his left or is he going to go to the byline? I think every time he's going to try and drift in on his right foot, and it becomes so predictable. And I know you could counter that by saying, but Salah cuts in all the time, and that's kind of predictable. But the reason why Salah is so unpredictable is because of the positions he takes up, but also his creativity as well.
But I think Diaz would just become more creative on his right foot, because instead of always trying to think about taking shots and coming inside, he would just start thinking more about who's the player in the best position for me to cross it to, or play a pass to, or drag it back for, or whatever. But he's good at it. I've seen him do it. He's definitely got a good cross on him.
Nah, I disagree. I don't think Diaz is a good crosser.
I do. I've seen him do. I mean, he doesn't have to do it very often, but when he gets to the byline and he shifts it back on his right and crosses it in, he's good at it. He always picks out a player or puts it into a dangerous area. It's not like you're like, oh Jesus, what the hell was that kind of thing. So you just switch the role a little bit.
I'd always prefer. I don't know. I just prefer a left foot.
Do you remember when people thought I was mad when I said play Mane up front? I actually got laughed out the room when I said that.
Oh no!
And then lo and behold, Klopp put him up front, and then he almost got us a quadruple. Do you get what I mean? So sometimes it's harder to see when you haven't seen it. Do you get what I mean? Like, I remember getting laughed out the room when I said put Mane.
I was one of the biggest. Shout out to Chris Brack. He brings it up every time I speak to him. I was so not on board with Mane playing through the middle, and I miss him for what he became. Just back on the Pedro Neto stuff though. Injuries have obviously hampered Neto's progression over the last few years. But he does seem like he might be over the injuries now, and he's starting to play. I've not spoken about Diaby simply because he just moved to Aston Villa a year ago. Aston Villa are not a club that needs to sell. Like, they are very wealthy as a club, and they look like they're starting to build something now, and I think they want him to be one of the main features of that. You would arguably say Neto's Prem proven. However, his goal scoring record isn't that great. Not great at all. However, you also look at the team.
Before the injury, wasn't he doing pretty well for numbers?
Nah, he's never been a great goal scorer. He scored some really good goals, but never been a great goal scorer. Now, Bowen just signed apparently a very long-term contract, so he's off the table in my opinion. Kubo, for me,
who's he played for? This Kubo guy,
Sociedad, if I'm not mistaken. But for me, he's a superstar waiting to happen. Like he's
Is he
supremely talented.
Japanese?
Yeah, he came through the Barca academy and then went to the Real Madrid academy.
Rotted. He looks like a baby. Oh my days. How old is this guy?
He's a
22.
baller.
He looks young. Flipping hell. Yeah,
He's a baller
22.
though.
Is he good, yeah?
Oh, he's quality. He's quality. Another player that I really like, even though he's not necessarily a winger in the mode of what we have, is Shirky. Shirky can play right, left, and I think he could do both comfortably. Like when we speak about two-footed players, he's about as two-footed as you can get. He takes corners with both feet. He can take free kicks with both feet. He's another player, but I do think there has to be two. So, Drift, let's say, for example, the worst case scenario happens and Salah leaves. Which two would you try and buy?
See, this is the thing, bro. I don't like anyone enough to like for that to be the guy other than Neto and Sane. And I don't ever see a world where Liverpool can afford 50 million on the same position in 1 year. Because we're not going to get Neto for less than 50, 60, 70 mil now that he's back in form.
I think 50. I think 50 is the max anyone would pay for Neto.
Nah, do you know what? He's got a long-term contract, Cal. I think if he continues this form till the end of the season, he's back. And then he goes into that 70 million bracket easily straight away, bro.
I don't think he stays at Wolves until the end of the season. I think someone takes a punt in January.
You think so?
I think they have to.
Well, if it's Prem to Prem, you've got to add the 20% tax already. So 60 more rather than 50 then.
But
straight out the back.
But we have a good relationship with Wolves already, though.
I know, but they're not going to let their talisman
and if Salah
go.
leaves, sorry, Sleepy Forest makes a good point. If Salah leaves, we get that Salah money. He ain't going for less than 100 mil.
Yeah. But would Liverpool use that all in the same position? That's what I mean. Like, let's keep it a buck. In an ideal world, we're all doing that. If we sign Neto and Sane, it ain't going to cushion the blow of losing Mo emotionally, sentimentally, even statistically. But logically, you look at it and go, it's a bloody good attempt at trying to replace Salah. Like, that's a bloody good attempt at it.
Call me crazy. I still don't think I'd go for Sane.
So I know Neto. I don't even have to ask you if you go for Neto. So Neto and who then? Who would you go for?
So you got either Kubo or Adeyemi. And I'll be honest.
Could you think Adeyemi could?
I'll be honest. It's not even a guarantee I'd go
to
Neto
the next
either.
level.
It's not even a guarantee I'd go Neto either because of the injuries. I have to be like I have to take my bias out of it. Like either Kubo, Adeyemi, or Neto. Two of those. At least shout out to Jason. At least has a shout as well. Signed a new contract. I know quite a few people aren't up for the Adeyemi talk. I think Klopp could do a madness with Adeyemi. I think Adeyemi is going
21.
That's
why I just wanted to check how old he was. Still 21. Yeah, he hasn't been.
I think he's gone a bit stale. I think he's gone a bit stale at Dortmund. But another thing which I think helps with Adeyemi is he can also play as a centre forward as well.
I know, but I'm not really fond of his finishing.
No,
I don't know. I don't know. Plus, I mean, we got a good amount of centre forwards in it, so I don't really. I want an out and out winger. Like we got Gakpo, we got Jota, we got Nunes. We don't really need another central player. Do you know what I mean? Like
that's true.
Unless it was going to be an absolute world class one, like Harry Kane or someone like that, then there's no need.
I'm gonna go Kubo and Neto then.
Yeah, I'll have to check out this Kubo guy because he looks like a baby. He looks very little bit as well. Do you think he could handle the Premier League? Like he looks little, bro.
Nah, he's not that small. I think he's about 5'10".
No, like in terms of like stat, he looks really like slim. Like
See, I think I know a lot of people will say he looks slender. Can he handle the Prem? And again, I'm not even trying to put him in this bracket, but I think if you're technically astute, you're calm. Like David Silva, Bernardo, these men aren't big. You've seen them dominate the Prem.
I hear that.
So, hold on. You want to quickly say hello to Uncle? Come on then. No playing about though, Robbie. Come quickly say hello, please. All right. Sorry, Drew. Come on, Rob, now. It's okay. You don't need to close it because you're going back out in a bit. You're going back out in a bit. Come quick. Come on, quick. Say well, go on, Uncle.
Yeah, little man.
Say
New
hi.
hairstyle.
Come on.
You being shy today?
You being shy? You shouldn't be shy though, should you? All right. Say hello to Uncle quickly, then say bye-bye. Say well, go on. Come on. All right. Say bye now.
See you later. See you later, little man.
You go in bed now. All right, give me a kiss. Oh, Robbie. It's a wet one, man. Okay, don't give this to mum. No, see you later. Sorry about that. Bye-bye.
Yeah, he does look little, bro. He does.
You think so?
Yeah, like he does. I mean, you're right. He might absolutely light up, and it don't matter because he's technically good. But he does look little, though. He does.
But
like,
all right,
slender, you know what I mean?
Matoma's not that big.
Yeah, to be fair, he's not for real. Is he capped? Yeah.
For Japan.
Oh yeah, he's got 27 caps.
Yeah, definitely.
Have I never seen him then? Because I've watched Japan, or have I just not paid attention?
I tell you what's mad.
I've watched
Him
Japan.
and Matoma on the wings is a madness.
Is that why they're getting like 4 goals a game? I heard Japan have got like 4 goals a game in their last 4 matches or something.
Them man,
like that.
man do damn it. They're probably some of the hardest wingers to defend against. Matoma's out here writing dissertations on how to dribble a man. Like, who else is doing that?
Yeah, but how do you get a degree in dribbling? I'm still confused.
Ask
how
Matoma,
you actually...
bro. Ask Matoma. It seems to be working. So
yeah, it does.
Do you know what? Shout out to Sony in the chat. Back at Johan Bakayoko. He's another good player as well.
Let me see how tall he is. He is he's short as well, bro.
Who, Bakayoko?
No, Kubo, he's only 5'7". That's little.
Only 5'7".
Yeah, that's little, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. No wonder he looks so little bit because he's short as well.
I might go a little bit. Who knows, brother?
Nah, he's 21, 22, bro. He's done grand now. I'm like,
Messi's 5'6.5", bro.
Well, the best player to ever live, yeah.
Maradona was short as well.
The other best player to ever live.
Shout out to Guna Lee in the building, aka Giant Gonzalez.
He heard 5'7" and said, "Who's that?" My kneecap.
Drone. Kante's 5'6". No one bullied Kante on the pitch.
Kante's arguably the best holding man to play in the league.
Exactly,
ever.
Bro. David Silva, 5'7".
No. Surely David Silva was at least 5'9", 5'10". He can't have been only 5'7". David Silva weren't that little. Surely David Silva was not 5'7".
This is where I start winning the battle now.
By the way, shout out to all the shorties. My brother's a shorty. Like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, we got love for you all. But
all right, David Silva is 1.7 meters in feet. That is
he's shorter than.
Even the Welsh Xavi. Joe Allen was short, bro.
I mean, you know what? Fair dues, man.
Who else is there? Makalele. I think he was.
No. Surely Makalele was at least 5'10". He weren't short.
No, Claude weren't 5'10", bro.
He weren't short. He had to have been about 5'9", 5'10". He had to have been. Unless my eyes and my memory are deceiving me.
Makalele is 1.74 meters, bro. He's 5'7".
Was he that little?
Told you,
Rotted. Bloody hell.
Told you, bro. One man well, Matt. I'm telling you, 5'7's the height, bro. 5'7's the height, dude.
Oh, shit.
5'7's the height. I'm telling you.
Yeah, maybe. I'm just thinking about the physicality of this league, and you normally do struggle a bit if you're a shorter player. But fair dues. There's some good examples there of people being shorter and being able to deal with it.
Hold on, Jeff. You take Pedro Neto though, yeah?
Yeah, I know. People in the chat are reminding me that Neto's short. I know.
Same height as Kubo, bro.
No, but it was more Kubo looks like little. When I found out his height, I was just shocked but he looks like really slender, innit?
It's a minor, bro.
Because remember, Makalele was, you know what I mean? Like, he might have been short, but Makalele was kind of hench. Well, he didn't look cool little bit, you know what I mean?
Diet, bro. It's calm, bro. It's calm. Sure, right, Phillips, another one in the chat. You guys in the chat on fire tonight.
all right. I get it.
Bro. When we start reading, the short guys kind of running the game, bro.
Look, God takes away, He blesses with others. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Short guys might be winning the game.
I would be 5'7" to have the ability of a Sean Wright Phillips or Messi or one of them man there. So it is what it is.
Hey, I'm telling you, I think that might be the deal, man. So, guys, in the chat, let us know who are the two left-footed right wingers you take to replace Salah if he leaves. Shout out to Jamrock as well, because I know Jamrock is on the Chiesa train, and I know Chiesa's right-footed. But that's another. Do you know that's another thing? Would it be a case of you get one inverted and one traditional? Let me know. The reason I like the idea of Neto or Kubo though is because I believe both of them can play left and right. And I think that's another thing. We haven't been able to go, even with Salah, we haven't been able to get a player who can go be a traditional winger on the left-hand side. We've had it with the right, not on the left. And I think
Mr. Tell, I am not saying that. That is not a better way to put it. And a lot of people have said, don't say little. Like, I don't know. What word don't sound bad, man? Like short, little. I don't know.
Disrespectful.
I don't know.
That's like someone calling me skinny, isn't it? Like,
I'm a skinny is seen as a bad thing to call somebody, though, right?
I've got no calf muscles, bro. I'm skinny, bro. Like, got no calves. Got no calves. I ain't really got big arms, bro. I'm skinny. Like, I gotta embrace it.
Oh man. And by the way, like in Caribbean culture, that's what we a little bit. Like that's what we say. Like you know
Caribbean
what I mean?
Culture, I'm mager.
No, but you know, like you're a little bit in it. Like he's a little bit, but fair enough. I'm not gonna tell people how they want to be called.
Sony with the win. King Kenny was 5'7" as well.
All right, I get it.
5'7" is the height, but if you want to be a legend in football, anything over 5'8" ain't happening. You get the rare ones like a Zidane and all that. Iniesta, Xavi. What height are they, bro?
Well, Makalele was that height, and then most probably they are as well, isn't it?
5'6", 5'7", bro. Low center of gravity. Boom, boom, in out. Boom, boom, in out. In out. All right, people, if you haven't smashed that like button already, please do. But also let us know in the comments who are the two wingers you'd like Liverpool to sign if Mo Salah was to leave. Right, on to another topic before we end with FSG. International break is here, and guess who picks up an injury? That's right, a Liverpool player. Man, like Matt in the comments would have to bring up that brother, innit? Would have to bring up that brother. Yeah, Coutinho's another man. Yeah. Whoop-de-doo, bruv.
Well, you know, one thing I will say, yeah. And by the way, I'm not hating on small or short people or whatever. Like, come on, everybody. Let's put the feelings away, yeah. And like I said, my brother's short. I get it. It is what it is. But anyway, back to what we was talking about. In a Klopp team, I do think the way we're like kind of like built and the way we're set up, we are kind of a team that like we do work better when we do have like taller, stronger, more powerful types of players for the way we play. And I can't really think too many times when we've had like a short type player in our team.
Shaqiri.
I mean, he didn't really play that often.
Naby K is pretty short.
Didn't really play that often.
Salah's not the tallest.
No, but he's 5'10", though. That's not short. Mane was 5'10", Jota's 5'10". That's not short. Do you know what I mean? That's like...
I'm sure they're both 5'9".
No, I don't. Didn't we do this one time and then we
No, I think
realized that
I think
they're
Jota's
actually
5'10". I think Jota's 5'10", but them other two are 5'9". I'm almost certain of it. Elliot, bruv.
But again, he doesn't play very often, though.
What? What a project kid?
No, but he's coming off the bench and that. But I mean, like the real important players in the Klopp team, generally speaking, they've always kind of been 5'10" and up. Like I can't think of too many short players that have worked in the Klopp system.
Don't stop. Maybe this is
But
the transition,
again, he's
bro.
only just coming through, right?
But this might be the transition. Klopp might have woken up and realized, raw, all these man that have been bossing the game have been 5'7". What am I doing? Why am I buying tall players?
Thiago again, he hasn't really played much, but yeah, he isn't exactly.
Thiago's about 5'9", 5'9". Yeah.
No, he might be shorter than that, you know.
I don't think he is. I think he's about the same height as Mo.
No, Genie was about 5'10". Genie wasn't short.
I think Genie was 5'9" as well.
Was he? Maybe.
I'm saying it's not. Remember, there's tall players out there who can't really dominate in the air, you know.
No, but it ain't just about in the air. It's just about just generally having a presence, right? Like most of our players, you know, Bobby, Fabinho, Hendo, Van Dijk, Matip, that they are.
You want your centre backs to have presence.
No, I'm just saying, like generally speaking, like we've had quite a lot of like tall, powerfulish type of players, and it's kind of what suits the way Klopp wants to play. We don't have that many small, skillful players, if you get what I mean. It's not really the way we operate.
Maybe we kind of need to go in that direction now, Drew.
I mean, even Bobby must have been what 5'10", 5'11", like
yeah,
you know
Bobby
what I mean, like.
Yeah,
I mean, you're right. Maybe we could change it up a bit.
We'll see. But Robbo unfortunately picked up an injury with Scotland and could be sidelined up until the new year, apparently, which is very, very frustrating.
Hold on, wait, what?
You didn't know Robbo was injured?
No, I knew he was injured, but I didn't know he was going to be out until January.
Potentially. It's dislocated shoulder, bro.
I thought we're looking at like maybe 4 to 6 weeks, bro. Not January.
No, I said up to January. It could be up to January, depending on how bad the dislocation was.
I thought we'd have had him back in November. Shit. Are we going to be looking at flip here now?
It could be. It depends how bad the dislocation was. Worst case scenario, could be out until the new year. Best case scenario, maybe 4 weeks. That leaves a spot open in the team for a player called Kostas Tsimikas. Now, if this happened a year ago, I'd be sitting there saying, I'm not really worried, you know, Drift. Kostas hasn't really had a chance, but he's been good. Right now, I am kind of worried. And the reason I say that is because, and not all down to him, I think Kostas has kind of regressed a little bit over the last year. And he seems to be playing within himself, and plus it means we've got a lack of cover because we didn't go and get a left-footed centre back, which is what we should have got, who could cover left back as well. We are now just down to one. Luke Chambers is about, but I don't know if Klopp will throw him in. Maybe in the cup games, I'd like to see Luke Chambers play. Maybe.
I don't really know too much about Luke Chambers, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether that actually does work or not.
But I ask you, Drift. Are you worried, or could this be a little bit of a blast from the past where Robbo managed to grab a position from Alberto Moreno after getting injured and never look back? Do you think Tsimikas could potentially nail down this position now as Liverpool's first choice left back, even if Robbo were to come back from injury?
You would hope so, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, he just got the new contract. I'm not saying
just to get out, to just get through the period. I'm talking about Robbo comes back from injury and everyone goes, Tsimikas got to start. And shout out to Jason John Baptiste. He said maybe Tsimikas could gain confidence from knowing he's playing a lot of games now as well.
It would be about him taking the bull by the horns and being like, look, I'm not having it. Like, I'm gonna be that dude. I'm going to be that guy. And I fully think he's capable of it. A lot of people keep forgetting. And this is one of the things, like, I know it's very easy. man, I'm in the chat. I get it. I get it. The short man, they're letting me forgive it. Like I never said there's anything wrong with being short. I just said that it don't quite work in a Klopp system. Anyway,
it didn't work.
You know what I mean? Come on, people. Let's not. Right, back to what I was saying. I think a lot of people forget that when it comes to football, and anybody who's played football of a certain level, they'll kind of understand this. You can't switch form on and off. It's impossible. It isn't like riding a bike. You know what I mean? And you know what? I'll be honest with you. I got on a bike for the first time in like 10 years. Bro, it was a little bit scary for the first like 20 minutes. I was like, raw. Like you know that whole it's like a bike. Yeah, you might not fall off because you remember how to balance yourself. But like go at high speed on a bike, you ain't been on a bike for a while. And no, you do realize you ain't been on a bike for a while. It's a bit scary. And then you get used to it. Form is very difficult to just switch on and off. There's very few players. Not everybody is going to be like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, where like you can just come off the bench and play every now and again. Tsimikas hasn't really ever been given a run of games since the quadruple season. And even then, I don't quite think I think Robbo got fit again and then he just came straight back in. I don't even think Tsimikas kept him out the team. I think Robbo did come straight back in. Tsimikas hasn't really ever been given 10 games in a row. He knows he's going to play, pick up form. Do you know what I mean? And just be able to become the player that... And I don't think it's a coincidence that from the moment he signed, he's progressively got worse as a footballer in our eyes. Because the longer you go without playing, Cal, the worse you're going to get. He's a super talented left back. I've got no qualms with him being the left back. Honestly, I don't. Tsimikas is a extremely talented footballer. Let the kid get some form now. When you're right, this might be the chance. Let him get some form now and play 4, 5, 6 games in a row. The worry would be if he got injured, there's nobody else. But we just got to pray he don't. We just got to pray he don't. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this, though, Drew. Let's say, for example, Robbo's out. Let's say 6 weeks, but we play 9 games in those 6 weeks. And Tsimikas averages a player rating of 8.5. If Robbo comes back from injury after those 6 weeks...
Hold that bench, Virgin.
No. I'm not saying what we would do. What do you think Jurgen's going to do?
I think what Jurgen would do would be... when's Robbo back? Give me the month. What month is Robbo back? Like in this world?
End of November.
I think he would play Tsimikas for the first game or 2 that Robbo's back, and maybe bring Robbo on as a substitute. And then by about the 3rd game, Robbo will probably start.
So
is that right? No.
But what
are we speculating? Yeah.
So, but if that, let's say, I mean, we're speculating based on what we've kind of seen, and again, we might be completely wrong here. But if you're Tsimikas, what incentive have you got to play your absolute best, apart from yourself, pride?
Well, I was going to say pride, bro, and not only that. And again, I'm not even saying that this is what it is for Tsimikas. I'm speculating a little bit, but I'm also speculating just based on things I've experienced in life. Some people are okay to play their role. Not everybody can be the boss. You know what I mean? Not everybody can be the boss. Not everybody is Scarface and wants to make their way to the top. Some people are just happy to play their role. Maybe Tsimikas is kind of happy to play the role. He did sign a new deal, Cal. Like, I know he has looked a little bit mopey recently, but bro, he signed a new deal, bruv. I'm not going to lie.
I think that's to protect his value.
No, but he's still got to sign the deal, though. And if he was unhappy, he wouldn't have, because he's almost going to become a slave to his unhappiness if he doesn't get the move and he's under like a 4 or 5 year deal. But like, well, I can't even go anywhere and I don't want to be here.
I don't think he's unhappy, Drift. But again, I use this example to you. Let's say you're in a workplace. you're not unhappy, but you're not overly happy, and your manager pulls you to a side and goes, "We're going to give you an extra 5k a year, 10k a year. You're all right with that?"
What, did he get a pay rise in that new deal?
You think he's just going to take a new contract with no pay rise? Come on, what are we doing there?
I don't know if he no, but is that official? He got a pay rise.
He got a pay rise, bro. Of course he did.
I mean, when you're a footballer, $5,000 a week.
This ain't an O2 contract where you're trying to get the price down, bro.
Sometimes people just sign a new contract on the same money. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't always mean you get a pay rise.
Very rarely.
Even though, if he was unhappy, I still don't think he would have signed a deal. He might be all right with playing his role. He might just be all right to play his role. He might be like, look, I'm a left back. I'm a backup left back. I'm at one of the biggest clubs in the world. I'm around all these world-class players. I enjoy it. I like living in England now. Cool. I'm a backup dancer. Like, not everybody wants to be Beyonce.
Shout out to Neto. Tsimikas has come out in the past and said it's been hard not playing games and there's been frustration there. He's aired these frustrations.
Did he come out, or was he just asked and then he just said something?
Well, whether he comes out or he answers the questions, he still said he's frustrated and wants to play more games effectively.
I mean, everybody would. Yeah, as a professional footballer, everybody wants to play more games if you can. But I still think there are people that are willing to accept their role. And Tsimikas, at the moment, strikes me as someone who's willing to accept the role. I could be wrong, but he seems extremely happy whenever I watch inside training, whenever you see him talk. He never looks moody on the touchline. He never looks moody in the stands on the bench. Like, he just seems like he's just cool. Like, I don't know. Some people are just all right to play their role. I could be wrong, but I'm just saying.
Here's the thing, though. I think it's difference in playing your role, knowing that the person ahead of you has been in form and playing. If a player's been injured, I hate to say it, apart from goalkeeper, if a player's been injured and your replacement comes in and does a very good job, it's the same energy I had with Gomez and Trent, remember, Drift? Like, I think Trent is a far better footballer than Gomez. But the reason I believe Gomez should have stayed in the team is because he's looked very good and Trent looked a little suspect before he got injured. So for me, if Robbo's out of the team through injury and Tsimikas steps in and does a fantastic job, and then Robbo comes back and Tsimikas kind of gets, shifted down in terms of playing time, and then Robbo just regains his place, I think that could be bad for Tsimikas, but I think it could also be bad for a lot of the fringe players in the squad as well.
Yeah, but again, if you're a fringe player, and we all kind of know that you're a fringe player in a way that talent-wise, you can't really complain. It kind of just is what it is. If you're a really, really talented footballer and you're not getting any game time, then we've got to start looking at the manager and asking questions about, like, Raul, what's going on in here? Why aren't he playing? Why aren't he playing? But I don't know. Again, this is all speculation. I'm not even saying that this is a guarantee. I'm just saying maybe, like, I think Gomez has become a player in our team who's willing to accept his role. You know what I mean? Tsimikas, I think he's willing. I mean, Adrian goes without saying. I think there's a few people in our team, I think they're kind of willing to accept their role. Then you get people like Kelleher, who seems like, yeah, I'm not really quite happy with this. And he's like, no, I don't want this to be my role. I want to play. If I've got to go, I'll go because I want to play. Do you know what I mean? Like, it depends. Even if you look at the way that like Ox's career ended at Liverpool, for example, it kind of seemed like he just got used to the idea that I'm a backup dancer. It is what it is. He didn't force a move. He didn't, like, it is what it is. Like, like, I think there's a few teams that always have a few players and they just accept their role and it is what it is. And I'm not even mad at that, because in all honesty, you need everybody to play their role. And I respect the people who are willing to accept that's their role in the team. Tsimikas, Gomez, there's a few people in our team. You aren't really going to play if everyone's on form. But if there's an injury or a drop in form, you'll be given an opportunity. And we know that you are talented. How you feel about it. And they seem to be all right with it. And again, I'm just speculating, but I'm looking at body language. I'm looking at effort. I'm looking at the fact that they've signed new deals. Maybe they're just all right with that being their role. And we need these kind of guys. We need foot soldiers. And I mean that without being disrespectful. If you're trying to be a successful team, you need foot soldiers.
Do we have too many of those players though? To take on a slightly different tangent, and I have to use Man City as an example. Barring Calvin Phillips and Scott Carson, off the top of my head, I can't think of any players who fall into that category.
But the other day when I heard that Man City have only got a 21-man squad, I realised they're actually quite a small squad. Like they are, like that's mad, isn't it? They've only
People
got
have been
21.
saying this for a while. It's that's not new news. It's just that their players are so robust and Pep rotates so well that even though he hasn't got 25 players, they still do fine towards the end of the season.
But maybe that's why it's a little bit easier for them to not have a rotational backup player, so to speak, because they've got about 4 or 5 players in the squad. They've got 4 or 5 players less than everyone else in their squad. Maybe if they had a few extras, there'd be a few more foot soldiers. Do you get what I mean? But yeah, you're right. Phillips probably is the only foot soldier in their team.
I was going to say, does Pep even want foot soldiers? Because I hear what you're saying, by the way. I don't disagree with what you're saying. But could Pep not be looking at saying, I don't want players who are just going to be comfortable coming in and being backups. I want players who are going to push the ones who are seen to be the quote-unquote stars.
But isn't there a difference between being comfortable and accepting? I think they're right. Like, if you're comfortable, it means you don't care. But if you're accepting, it means that you just know what your ability is and what your worth is within the squad. Do you get what I mean? Like, accepting, it's like comfortable, like, that is what it is, man. I don't even care. Do you know what I mean?
I think the two can work in tandem, Drift. I wouldn't say, I think that's more complacent what you're describing as opposed to comfortable.
I mean, I'll say Adrian's comfortable.
No, he's just.
I think Adrian's comfortable.
No, he's living a dream. He's like, no, I don't even want to say this disrespect. He's just living a dream, innit?
Yeah, I hear you.
He's living a dream, but I can't see Phil Foden sitting there and thinking, "What, Jack Grealish in the team? It's all right, man. Jack's my boy. It's cool." But I think Phil Foden's sitting there going, "I don't care who's in front of me. I want in. I want in." And maybe that's the reason why we are not celebrating as many league trophies, apart from the other stuff that we know that's probably happening behind the scenes. But that could be one of the arguments, is to say why we're not as successful as we could have been potentially.
What's mad about Phil Foden is he's definitely underachieved in terms of his talent. So I'm not saying he's a foot soldier. He's far from a foot soldier.
Would you say
that? Whenever Foden's given like the reins and it's like go and do your thing, he doesn't really do it. In terms of talent, Foden might be the most talented young English player in the last 10, 20 years. But if you actually think about what his performances, Cal, like, does he really take the mantle when he's really given the opportunity? Like, De Bruyne has been injured for this whole season and he ain't really been doing much. It's on Foden to kind of take that mantle and he ain't really been doing it, bro.
Yeah, that's quite harsh, Drift.
But has he been doing it, though?
I think a lot of the games I've seen him play this season, I think he's kind of stepped up.
I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. I don't think Foden has really ever truly stamped his authority on that Man City team, made himself undroppable. I'm that guy. I don't think he ever has.
But this is my point. Apart from De Bruyne and now Haaland, who is undroppable in that team?
Well, when he was there, Sterling almost was a player
he
made
weren't
himself
undroppable, bro.
No, nobody's undroppable in a Pep team, but Sterling did kind of make himself like the guy.
Yeah, because he was performing on such consistent basis. Sorry, Rodri's another one. Sorry.
I was going to say Rodri, but I thought that was self-explanatory.
Yeah.
And Diaz is another one who's made.
No, Diaz isn't.
No. I think if Diaz is fit, Diaz plays.
No, shall I tell you why? Because brother, it can go Ake and Stones at centre back. They can go
He can, but I don't think he would though. I think Diaz is still his guy. Do you get what I mean?
I've seen games where Diaz doesn't start. I've seen it.
Yeah, but that's probably for tactical reasons.
Do you know,
Diaz isn't getting dropped in the biggest game of the season.
Maybe Kyle Walker as well.
No, he's older now. Kyle Walker gets used sparingly now.
I was going to say, Kyle didn't even start the Champions League final.
He's used where he's needed because he's at that age where you got to be a bit more. But old school, back in the day, yeah, Walker was playing every week. But if Man City are playing tomorrow in the Champions League final, Diaz is playing, Cal. He has made himself that guy at City. Diaz is playing. If he's fit, Diaz is playing.
No, I'm not saying if he's not, but I'm saying no one is above being dropped in that team. If I'm not mistaken, not that long ago, I think De Bruyne went through a shaky patch and Pep, he was on the bench.
No, but that's because Pep is a ruthless manager. But I mean, like cementing your name in the team. I don't think Foden's done that.
No, all right, that's fair. That is fair, to be fair. That is fair. But could you not argue that they all know, like, even though they know their role is we are pushing for that starting 11 because iron sharpens iron. If you've got too many players in the team who are just content with being at Liverpool and knowing, I'm a backup, but it's calm, I'm at Liverpool and I'm here when you need it, like, how are you sharpening the players in front? And I hate to say it, we've seen too many players who had a nailed-on position kind of just...
I mean, it can work both ways, right? Like, I'll give you 2 examples of why it can work both ways. You have a situation where we had Origi. 1999, Man United had Solskjaer. I think those 2 players pretty much knew their role in the team.
Solskjaer played way more than Origi.
No, he did, but he knew he was always coming off the bench. He very rarely started. It was always going to be York and Cole, pretty much. And he'll come off the bench. And he played his role fantastically well. But he knew he was a backup dancer. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the world's most famous backup dancer. Let's be honest. And I'm not saying that disrespectfully. If that is literally what you think of when you think of Solskjaer. Substitute, super sub. You don't actually think of Solskjaer for any other reason other than being a super sub. But he knew that was his role in the team. I don't think it made York and Cole underperform, though, knowing that he was a backup dancer behind them. They still was professional enough. They did their thing, bro. At Liverpool, Bobby never once dropped form knowing nobody was pushing him. Not what. Bobby never got complacent and thought, I ain't got to do my best or whatever.
He definitely dropped form, no Drift.
No, but it wasn't for lack of effort or getting complacent that there wasn't anyone pushing. It just happens. That's natural. You can't stay in form forever. But Bobby was never not trying or not caring or thinking, I know I won't get dropped or whatever.
Even though Bobby was out of form, he still knew he weren't going to get dropped.
No, because sometimes you let someone play their way through form. But what I'm saying is, I don't think Bobby was playing badly whenever he played badly because he didn't care, because he knew that Origi wasn't really going to take his spot. It was just natural. It can happen. But then Origi, whenever he came in, fair play to the kid, always, 9 times out of 10, when called upon, did his thing. It wasn't very often, but when it was, he did his thing. Sometimes players know their role. Sometimes players just they just know their role, and it ain't disrespectful. You're just who you are.
But could you not argue, had we had a better player than Origi, who, when Bobby was going in bad form, Klopp turned to and go, "You're in, Bobby. You got to chill for a little bit." Is there not an argument to say we could have potentially won more?
I mean, in that 2 or 3 year spell, we pretty much won it all. So I mean.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's a 2 year spell, 2-3 year spell.
I mean, what more can you do than score a winning goal in the Champions League final? I don't know, Cal. I don't know, man.
And sips a drink as well. But you get my sentiment, though, innit? Like, again, I love the Origi.
I get it. I think Origi was talented enough to be that guy, but for some reason, Klopp didn't trust him enough. But I don't know.
Shall I tell you why it's hard to say that of Origi? Even though I do think Origi could have done more with the chances if he was given more chances, he's not done it anywhere else he's been.
I do hear that. Maybe
we'll bat for him as Liverpool fans, but really, when you break down the evidence, when he was at Lille before he came to Liverpool, weren't doing great. Wolfsburg.
No. He did well the season before we bought him. He didn't do well the season after we bought him.
It was the World Cup effectively why we bought him, not because of his Lille season. But the season where he went back on loan, poor. Wolfsburg, he was poor. AC Milan. Yeah, I know, but AC Milan, he was poor. And so far, the Nottingham Forest, he ain't been doing much either. Like at Liverpool, he was very good, but it's difficult.
Maybe he's been unfortunate to always have a player at the team he goes to that is the star player, and he's always been the backup dancer, and that he can't really get out of that mold, if you get what I mean, because he is kind of known as a backup dancer himself now.
Be like that, not in the Forest.
Nah, but he just got there. Let's give that time. He literally just got there. Let's give that some time, innit?
At Wolfsburg, who was he back up to?
And to be fair, at Forest, Thingy's been playing really, really well. Do you know what I mean?
You're not going to say Neely, surely not.
No, he's been playing really well, bro.
Well, he shouldn't even be in the same conversation as Origi, though, respectfully.
No. But bro, he's already been there. He's kind of kept them up.
He's been
even this season, he's been playing well, bro.
He's been boisterous.
No, he's playing well, but we got to give him his ratings.
No, I'm not saying he's been rubbish.
Ain't he got like 4 goals this season or something?
He's boisterous. You wouldn't sit there and go,
look, he's an ex-Liverpool man anyway, so
I don't know, man. I'd rather have more players in my team who are trying to push for a starting 11 place than players who are happy just being a backup.
I agree with you. But that can also flip everything on its head, and people can start to throw their toys out of the pram when they don't play. So it can have a downside to it as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
you get a lot of people who start causing unrest in the dressing room because they're angry they're not playing, and you know what I mean. Like, I think you do need It's about character, isn't it? That is literally what it is. It's about character, and I think we have a lot of good. Look at Endo right now. Endo's character is it's on another level. The man hasn't even remotely had a frown on his face. Nothing. Even we're frustrated he's not playing more than he is, and he is just taking it in his stride. Because it's about character. You need those guys in your squad.
I say Endo's a bad example to use though, because based on his talent and what we've seen so far, you can't really sit here and say that he demands a starting 11 spot. We believe he should be in the starting 11 because of his position. But he could
be a prima donna, Cal, innit? And he could believe in himself even if he's not that good. He could be a Richarlison and get fucking R9 on his back and put his face next to it and think he's better than he is. Do you know what I mean?
We know that guy's just delusional beyond whole belief.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So he would be a player who would want to push for a start.
But we're not saying to sign dickheads.
But he's like delusional within his own ability and thinks he's better than he is.
No, but there's a difference between signing people who are delusional or dickheads to signing players who are ambitious. I think there's a big difference there.
No, there is. But I'm saying he's someone you would say he's never going to settle for just being a nobody, right? He's always going to want to be someone who wants to play. But the delusion within his own head of how good he is he'll get carried away with it. I like having players who are like, you know what, I do want to play, but there's a baller in my spot. I'm not playing because he's that good, and not all start causing unrest and being a dickhead and do you know what I mean, and doing all that stuff. I want players who, I agree with you, want to push the first team, but I also want players that aren't going to cause a problem if they're not playing. It's hard to find that balance of personality and ambition and all that kind of stuff. But
yeah, no, I hear it. So let me know, literally one word answer, Drift. Is Tsimikas going to take this opportunity and do well with it?
Yeah. I fully believe he's going to grab the ball by the horns, and it'll be giving us 7 out of 10s, which I'm fully okay with.
Let's hope so. Right. If you haven't already, guys, please do smash that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'm going to read out some supers before we go into our last topic, which is sure to get the blood flowing.
Cal, let me ask you a question quickly before I forget.
Go for it, bro.
You see Haaland, yeah?
I think I know where you're going with this, but go on.
I'm not trying to be shady on him at all, because in terms of putting a ball in the back of the net, you just can't argue with what you see.
Can I guess what your question is going to be?
Go on.
Apart from scoring goals, what else does he offer to a team?
That wasn't even what I was going to say, but that's a very good statement.
No, that wasn't a statement. That was a question.
Bust cow. No. What I was going to say is, I know when you're the type of player you are does depend on people around you. That's why football's a team sport, not an individual sport. Yeah. Maybe Odegaard even needs to actually go into this conversation still. I hear people talking to me about how these men are ballers, yeah. Gareth Bale put Wales on his back. Now, I know Gareth Bale is an absolute superstar, and Odegaard and Haaland can't talk to Bale in terms of careers yet because they're a lot younger. But Wales were pretty much nobodies in this international team. And they've had like Giggs and Ian Rush and absolute stars. And Bale said, nah, not on my watch. And to his credit, Ramsey did step up a bit as well. But Bale put Wales on his back, bro. And he went to tournaments and even got them to like quarterfinals and semi-finals. And like that's why Gareth Bale doesn't get as much ratings as he should do. How can anyone tell me that Norway aren't historically, or whichever way you want to say it, in a better position to do better in a tournament or whatever, however you look at it, than Wales? And how long do Odegaard and Haaland get away with not qualifying Norway for tournaments?
Truth is, I couldn't sit here and tell you because I don't watch them play on an international level. On paper, it don't look good. On paper, it looks very bad because both of them are effectively starting to get into their prime, and them two alone should be tearing a lot of teams up. I haven't watched enough of them at international level to say whether it could be system, whether it's teams they're playing. I can't give an educated proper response. In regards to Bale was a bit of an alien. I think it's unfair to compare them two to what Bale did. Bale was an alien.
Oh yeah. Because Bale's one of the greatest players we've ever seen, in my opinion. Yeah. So I agree with that. But that's why I'm just asking the question: how long is it before we have to start asking questions about Odegaard and Haaland not being able to do what Ramsey and Bale did for Wales? Because Norway are a better footballing nation than Wales historically. That's a fact.
All right, but I ask you then, apart from Odegaard and Haaland, who else have Norway got right now?
Not much. But that's the same thing with that Wales squad, though. We looked at that Wales squad, Cam. We said the same thing. Like Wales, the majority of the Wales players were like playing like in the championship and stuff, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It weren't like they were like scattered around the world in Serie A, top team. They were like half their squad was like in the championship.
So go on, ask me what you really want to ask me about Haaland, Jeff. Go on.
No. That was what I wanted to ask you. But like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. At what point do we go, he's just putting the ball in the back of the net enough? And I know that sounds like a really silly question because it's the hardest thing to do. But at what point do we like, do you know what I mean? Because like, I don't know that. Look,
is Haaland still not top goal scorer in the league at the moment?
Yeah, but he stat pads a lot, man. He'll get like 2-3 goals against a dead team. And again, I'm not trying to put him down. I'm just saying, like, at what point does it become? Will he always throughout his whole career be able to just go, I didn't get the service, that's why I wasn't effective in the game? I'm just asking questions. I'm not even insinuating anything. I'm not saying anything. I'm just asking questions. Asking questions, bro.
The reason why it's a bit of a mad one for you to say this is because whenever I've said this sort of stuff about a Jota or a Nunes, you and Matt come down quite hard on me for this and say their job as a
Jota and Nunes definitely still get involved in the game, though.
No, but what I'm saying, if they have a bad game but score a goal or have a couple of chances and miss, you'll still say, but their job is just to score goals. So, I mean, are we moving the goalpost for another player here as opposed to because
no, and again, but I wasn't making a statement. I was just asking a question, bro. I'm just putting questions in the atmosphere, and I'm just figuring out what people say.
I think Haaland's badly out of form right now, and the reason why he looks as bad as he is because he's out of form. On the eye, full stop, he's not the most pleasant to look at. He just like his playing style. It looks awkward. It's a bit like bull in a china shop. But when it comes to the finishing stuff, he's one of the best, if not the best in the world when it comes to finishing. So I think his hold-up playing, all the other stuff, when he's in form, I think he does it really well. I mean, we saw games last season where he just destroyed teams with his hold-up play and link-up play. We did see it. We saw against Man United when they beat them 6-3. We saw it against Arsenal when they beat them and then went on to win the league. Like, we've seen it in him, but we've also seen him, you know, get bullied a little bit. We saw it against Saliba. We saw it against Joe Gomez last season. But we also forgetting he's 21, 22 as well. So I mean,
He must be 22, 23 now, isn't it?
the fact that he scores so many goals kind of nullifies some of the argument. If he wasn't scoring at the rate he's scoring, then maybe you could argue those things a bit more. But I think because the rate he's scoring at, but that's the problem you have. That's the double-edged sword. Because he might score you 50 goals, but if he has a season where he only scores 20, you're looking at him thinking, bloody hell, that was a tough season for him, because apart from those 20 goals, he literally did nothing. But you look at what he's done when he's been there, getting game-winning goals or the first goals in games. I don't know, man. Definitely, shout out to Rico. Definitely not the best player in the world. For me, Haaland will never be the best player in the world.
Yeah. He'll never be the best player in the world.
But again, I've always been open with this. Mbappe's a better player, but as a finisher, as a striker, I don't think there's much of a comparison. As a footballer, though, and again, Marcel, you could say stat pads against dead teams, but you still got a stat pad, though, innit? Don't all the other strikers play against these dead teams in the league? Why aren't they stat padding? Like, we all play the same teams in the league, so if Haaland can score 4 goals against Nottingham Forest,
I mean, he plays for the best team in the league, which makes it a bit easier. But I agree.
All right, fair enough. But Jesus plays for the second best team in the league. Nketiah plays for the second best team in the league. Nunes, Jota, Gakpo played for the third best team in the league. So why aren't these man stat padding as well? Like, sometimes you just got to take it away and be like, he's scoring goals because he's the best goal scorer.
Like I said, it's just a few questions just to get the conversation going. I mean, you could even say the same thing
because he's at the other club, isn't he?
You could even say the same thing with Mo and Egypt. Not a very good team. Half the players don't even play outside of the continent. But Salah puts them on his back. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, at what point? Basically, I'm just asking, when are Odegaard and Haaland going to be questioned about not being able to put Norway on their back? That's all I'm asking.
I think they have to qualify for the next tournament. I think they do, because Odegaard will be 25, right? 26 maybe. Haaland will be 24, 25. I think that it has to be the next tournament. If they don't qualify the next tournament, questions really have to be asked. But again, I asked Drift, not even to be awkward. I genuinely don't know any other players who play. So again, even though Haaland for me is the best finisher and Odegaard's one of the best 10s in Europe, 2 men against a team of 11, we've seen it. Individuals can't always win you games. Like that, Wales a bit of a bad example. Japan's a perfect example. No superstars in that team, but you play Japan, you know you're in for a long 90 minutes because those players play for each other, play to the system perfectly, and make it really tough for the opposition. So even though they might not have an Odegaard or they might not have a Haaland, you know Japan, you're playing Japan, you're like, it's long today. It's really long today.
I hear you.
Because they're gonna play a mad style, the high intensity. They can play whether it be possession based or counter attack. Sometimes it could just be the team they're coming up against as well.
I mean, like I said, and the only reason why I ask it is because they can't qualify now unless they do like a madness in the that stupid Nations
League.
Yeah.
We are the nation.
and I mean this with absolutely no disrespect because I love my Scottish people, and obviously like we got a couple of Scotsmen in our team as well. But Scotland haven't even got anywhere close to a superstar the way Haaland is.
No, agreed.
And they've just quite comfortably qualified above Norway in that group. And I'm like, do you get what I mean? And like, at what point have we got to start asking a few questions about what's going on, innit? That's all I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? I'm just asking, fair. Like, you know, like
that is very fair.
Yeah, it's just a bit mad. Like, is he gonna just keep getting away with it because he plays for Norway? I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Pimp, shout out to Pimp, says United glory hole. Here's a fiver for some brown tape to hold Old Trafford together. Big up the Glazers for doing God's work. Big up the Glazers indeed. Skip to my Lou says, would you man let him walk for one more run at the Champions League. Salah.
Oh, walk for free.
What?
Nah.
Yeah, you got to stop with that one, Skips.
FSG are our owners. We need the money.
No, forget about the owners. This is a question for us. Would we do it?
No. Putting money completely aside, yes, I want Salah to be here as long as possible. If we had Qatari owners who were going to fund 200 mil, regardless of how much money we got from Mo, I'll keep Mo to the end of his contract, 100%.
I would as well.
If we build, this is what people are forgetting. Don't ask me what's happened to me because in my personal life, there's a lot of shit going on. So I don't know where this positivity is coming from when it comes to Liverpool. But I truly believe we've already rebuilt 2 stages of our team. We get the right cogs in place for the defense between January and the summer. Next season, we win the Champions League. Who the fuck's going to stop us? Like on the real, like if we our striker and our midfield, they're already all right now. Plus, they'll get better and better as they gel.
Right,
if we make the defense as if we make the improvements in the defense, I think we could win the Champions League. We was in it this season. If we was in the Champions League this season, I think we'll be top 3, top 4 favorite to win it.
Right now, we should be offering Salah a new contract, and we should also be offering Virgil a new contract.
And we should also be offering Alisson a new contract.
Oh yeah, of course. I don't think Alisson's contract has got a year left. Oh, has he got a year left as well?
But even if he hasn't,
he
needs a new contract, bro.
The midfield ain't all right though, Drift, man. It's not.
No, I'm not saying it's complete. We need a DM, but what I'm saying is the majority of it is done though. The majority of the midfield is done. There's one piece missing, but the majority of it is done. The 4 players we've brought in are of a very, very good level. That one more and the midfield is finishing, and we just got to gel and get used to each other.
I don't even think attack's finished yet either. If I'm going to be, I still think we need another winger.
That's to be perfect, but as it stands now, it's still a brilliant attack, though. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Those 5 players are of a high caliber. So yeah.
Sane's attitude stinks. There's a reason Pep didn't want him, and Mane busts his lip. That's true. Anthony James says Neto and Bowen or Kava and Kubo. Oh.
I'll answer that for him. Neto and Bowen.
Oh, I don't know. Out of all those players, Kava's my favorite player out of all those players.
Yeah, but you've been wanting Neto. If there's a possibility for you to have Neto at Liverpool, you're taking.
I know, but I think, God, flip's sake. Kava's better than all of those players. Kava means Diaz sits on the bench. So we have 2 left wingers.
Not necessarily. You have to fight for your spot, big man.
No, Diaz sits on the bench.
No. They used to come in and fight for his place, Cal.
No, he sits on the bench.
He has to prove himself.
No, he sits on
a couple of people in the chat said he's not having the best of season so far. I haven't been watching.
No, he's not having the best of season
apparently, so far. So does that mean? So at the moment, he's looking like a 1-season wonder.
And neither is Diaz. Diaz isn't having the best of seasons right now, though, either.
No, Diaz has been good this season. Diaz has definitely been good. Plus, Diaz is coming off the back of a very bad injury.
Not very true. I don't know. For the balance, I may go Neto and Bowen for the balance. Because you got 2 right wingers. Ben Doak can go and cover for Diaz. Yeah. That's a tough one for me, though.
Look at this. That's a bit of a match.
Yeah, I know. I mean, let's bear in mind we did have an international. It's not an international. We did have a summer off though.
I'm just saying, he looks like a super talented player, but he does have to do it again. Like can't be a 1-season wonder.
He says, cover Shreely. Rather than say Quavo. I said Quavo. Partlife says, what the F is going on with these 12:30 kickoffs against City? It's actually going to be scary. The FA really coming for us. The D heads. Yeah, no further comments on the FA, man.
And it's the amount of away 12:30s as well.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not. It's only like 1 or 2 have been at home. The rest have all been away as well.
Anthony James says, as a short king, man always looks down upon us. I shake my head. My brother's 5'7".
Yeah, but I don't look down on short people at all. But when it comes to sport, we can't deny that height is a disadvantage, whether it be boxing, football,
you say
tennis.
Height is a disadvantage? Well,
yeah,
being taller.
No, being shorter in sport, generally speaking, is a disadvantage.
Depends
for
on
the most
sport.
part.
Depends on the sport.
I mean, in boxing or any form of combat, for example, the taller you are, normally the longer your arms are and your legs are, which means you've got more reach, which gives you an advantage. Tennis, the taller you are, the better it is for you to be able to get the serves, good serves, and getting it over the net. Football, from a general speaking, being able to win the headers and having the power and that. Because remember, normally the higher you go, the wider you go as well. Do you get what I mean?
One aspect of the game, though, Drift, when you're looking at those sports.
How many sports would you say it's an advantage to be shorter than it is to be taller?
Table tennis for a start.
I mean, that's a very unique sport, but fair enough.
Sprinting.
Is it actually better to be shorter in table tennis?
100%. Yeah, sprinting.
Man, Usain Bolt's the quickest man in
the
the
world.
world,
But he's an anomaly, though. He's an anomaly.
And I wouldn't necessarily. Normally, it's about 5'10", 5'11" sprinters. Like Linford Christie was 6 foot, if I'm not mistaken. Maurice Green was 5'10". Like I don't, you know what I mean? Like that's average height. I mean, like short. If you're like 5'6", 5'7", which is considered short, right? I don't know, but I'm just saying if people can let me know, fair enough. I don't know if there's many sports where it's an advantage to be shorter than it is to be taller. That's all I'm saying.
Fair dude.
In real life, who cares, isn't it? But I mean, sport. We're talking about sport.
Clark Kent says,
gymnastics. That's true. Gymnastics.
After purchasing 25% stake in Man United, Sir Jim Ratcliffe has decided to rename United the Glory Hole Pause. After seeing how many holes in the stadium, I'm so happy this is happening, man. I'm so happy. More than you can believe. More than you can believe. I said limbo.
Yeah, no, because swimming definitely an advantage to be taller. Basketball definitely an advantage to be taller. Actually, being a jockey definitely being short is an advantage in horse racing. 100%. Yeah.
Bench press as well.
I mean, that's not a sport though, is it? Is bench press a sport?
Weightlifting.
Yeah, all right, yeah, maybe weightlifting is. Yeah. Actually, being short is definitely an advantage for weightlifting.
There is no way I can lift what my brother lifts.
Yeah. Being short is an advantage in weightlifting. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree with that.
Special big up to man like Imran. Big up Cal and Drift. Much love. My daughter's birthday today. Big up to your daughter. This is for her. Big up on the celebration.
To the little one, man.
Big up. This is for you and the family, bro. Some of your comments, man. Something else, man.
No, this is actually a good point from H. With football, it is a bit of a give or take for real. Shorter players with that are normally the skillful ones. The tall players are normally the centre backs, and I guess football is a 50-50.
Have you ever done defensive work against a man who's short with low centre of gravity?
I've ever done defensive work. Did you say?
Bro, it's a long day, bro. It's a long day. Bro, I've got to get low when I'm defending, bro. I'm talking about I got to be here, bro. Just trying to look man in the eye and all that.
You know what? Because I'm a striker, I'm normally always the one. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, give me a short defender and I'm gonna bully him. I gotta be honest, bro. I'm a bully.
Yeah, I hear that. Give a tall defender a short, nippy striker to have to deal with. It's long, bro.
Yeah. I can imagine. Yeah,
No,
I can
you
imagine.
can't, bro.
Yeah.
You can't imagine. There's been a few times where I've been exposed, bro, and it's like, raw, you didn't have to do that, man. You didn't have to do that. It's hard work, man. It really is hard work. Anthony James says we'll make it 3 in a row of a forward signing. In an ideal world, we get 2 in January, get a forward and a midfielder in January. And then I think we're really, if we're still in touching distance of the league, look, I'm just going to say it here. If we get Kone and Neto in January and we're like 3 points off the top of the league and we're still in Europa, we're winning both.
But here's the thing, Cal, and I'm not saying this to be a Debbie Downer. I'm just trying to be realistic.
I know I don't.
We were top of the league trying to defend our title in 2021.
Yeah.
We actually had an injury crisis and we didn't buy anyone.
No,
Does anybody truly believe our owners will buy 2 to 3 players in January? I don't.
No, I don't either. But that's a perfect segue for our last topic. FSG...
Actually, no. Give me 1 sec, bro. Give me 1 sec. There's a couple supers. Just give me 1 sec, bro. And I'll
cool.
be back.
All right, cool. H says try futsal versus a 5'3" player. Long day for facts. What's it? Squash. I think squash might be an advantage for shorter athletes. But yes, gonna get back to the topic. I'll introduce before Drifty comes back. FSG have been at Liverpool Football Club for 13 years now. That is crazy considering how quickly time has flown. I remember when the protests were happening. I remember when it was announced that they had become our new owners. I remember when they were on LFC TV taking live calls from the callers. I remember the first January window, which was Torres leaving and Babel leaving and Suarez and Andy Carroll coming in. I remember the first summer we had under FSG, if I'm not mistaken, it was Barini who came in. I can't remember who else came in, but they had to come out with an apology because Brendan wanted Clint Dempsey, didn't get Clint Dempsey. Then the following January, we signed Sturridge and Coutinho. Then 13-14, that summer we signed Mignolet to replace the outgoing Pepe Reina. We signed Aspas. We came close to winning the league, but we didn't. Then we went into a bit of obscurity. Then 17-18, back in the Champions League final. Klopp comes in, got to a Carabao Cup final and lost, got to Europa League Cup final, lost, got to the Champions League final and lost. And you're thinking, damn, always the nearly men. Then 18-19 happens. We lose the league on the last day by a point. You're thinking again, nearly men. That's 4 trophies. Sorry, Marcel. I know Barini's a mad one. Sorry, Marcel, bro. Barini is a mad one. Look, if I'm going through the pain, you lot gotta go through it with me. 18-19 happens. We lose out on the league by a point. So bear in mind, up until this point, if we're looking at FSG up until the end of the 2019 Premier League season, finalists in the FA Cup lose to Chelsea. Finalists in the Carabao Cup lose to Man City, even though we had 1-1 previously. Final of the Europa League final, lose. Final of the Champions League final, lose. Premier League, lose by a point. Once in 18-19, and then by 2 points, I believe it was in 13-14. You're thinking, bloody hell, we have to beat Spurs now. If we lose to Spurs, then what happens next? We didn't lose to Spurs. We didn't. Then the following season, we win the Premier League, 19-20. Then we win the Super Cup. Then we win the Club World Cup. Then we have a bad season with COVID. The owners didn't step up. Then, after that, we go and we win the Carabao Cup, win the FA Cup. Klopp completes the set. But we miss out on the 2 big ones. We miss out on the Champions League by a 1-0 deficit. And we miss out on the league point yet again. 13 years of Fenway Sports Group. Again, anyone who watches this...
Say that again.
13 years of Fenway Sports Group. Again, shout out to Shout out to Lakers. I was speaking to him about this earlier, and I'm not just saying this because I'm on here. I've wanted FSG out since 2011. I've wanted them out from pretty early. I've wanted them out from when it wasn't fashionable, and I've been getting absolutely roasted for it. I could bring up tweets from back in 2013, 14, but I don't want to do that because it's going to out other content creators and other people on social media, and I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. However, as of right now, I think the argument is predominantly that a lot of people want them to go. However, I want us to judge them in two categories, Drift. On-field success and legacy, and off-field success and legacy. FSG 13 years.
I'm gonna say still, but yeah, let's go.
Go for it, bro. It's a safe space. It's not really, but go.
No,
for
it ain't. YouTube is the most dangerous place on the planet, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Just to clear up as well, when the rumors of me saying FSG for life and FSG till I die, AI was involved in that. I thought I'd cleared up by now, but for anyone who hasn't heard me speak about AI was involved, that wasn't me. That was, I don't know, some AI version of me. So if we can leave that in the past where it belongs, please, people. I'll be most grateful.
But we can safely say it's not AI. It's us when we say Glazers for life.
Oh yeah,
I don't even know what gang sign I need to throw up, but it's Glazers.
It's G,
Glazers. Yeah, it's Glazers for life.
G, bro. It's the G. Big up Jamie Phillips in the chat as well. Big up yourself, Jamie.
Glazers for life.
All day. In fact, I'm going to ask another question. Can you rate FSG without rating Jurgen Klopp as well? That's the one that threw the cat amongst the pigeons.
You're only truly rating FSG because of Klopp. So that's a tough one. Like, that would be like me saying, if your kid is a successful superstar in whatever it is they do, was it talent or was it the parenting? Like, who gets the credit for Michael Jackson? Himself or his parents?
That's a bit of a sticky one still.
All right, yeah, for real. Yeah. I forgot what his dad's like.
Joe Jackson was on stuff.
David Beckham, who gets the credit? His parents or him?
Well, apparently his dad used to make him train relentlessly.
So it is the parenting that gets the credit then.
Both.
Like, if you could only do one, I know it is both, but if I said to you, gun to your head, which is the reason why David Beckham is more successful? His parenting and his upbringing, or him and his talent? Which one would you say?
I know it's going to sound like a cop-out, Drift. I don't think you can separate the two. And again, I'm speaking as I'm young in the game as a dad, but bro, like the sacrifice of taking your kids to football on a regular basis. Remember, we just sometimes think it's just Saturday or a Sunday. These kids in academies, they're playing midweek. They're traveling up and down the country. It's not like this is being subsidized. It's not like someone's coming to pick your kid up. A lot of the parents are doing this. I'm starting to learn about some of this, brother, and it's blowing my mind. So I don't think you can separate them without each other, bro. I don't. Because the parent can be, I will use the term pushy, but I think in a good way. The parent can be pushy, but that child's also got to be receptive to it and also got to have that work ethic as well to want to maintain a standard and then become a level where they're above others. So yeah, fingers are tough. I don't, hence why I asked the question, can you rate FSG much different?
Well, FSG are the parents and Klopp's the talent, right? So that's why I made the comparison. So it's like,
I disagree. I think it's more of a marriage relationship, but FSG are the main breadwinner.
I don't know, because in a marriage, I mean,
again, I'm not gonna.
There isn't like a
in a marriage. It depending on how your marriage is set up, and I'm not gonna belittle anyone or big up anyone. You might have a leader and someone who I won't say.
Oh
a
no, you
follower.
have to. You have to have a lead and a follower. No, you
Some
do.
some marriages don't
you
work
have
like
to.
that. Some
If you're both
marriages
trying
don't
to
work like
lead, you just headbutt all the time. There has to be a leader and a
that.
winner
I think
and
it
a
depends
follower.
on the marriage. But
They're just stuff.
I think this is a marriage whereby FSG are the main breadwinner and the main decision maker. But I also think Klopp has a lot of say as well.
The reason I'll say it's more like the parent and the kid though is because regardless of what Klopp wants,
gosh.
there's still somebody who can tell him off or kick him out or
Blue Rider is definitely not that. It's definitely not that.
No.
Definitely not that.
Never that. But you get what I mean? Like, no
Yeah,
matter
yeah.
how well Klopp does, somebody could still tell him tomorrow he's got to go and there's nothing he can do about it. That's why I say it's more parent-child rather than wife and husband, because in a marriage, regardless of what the scenario is, you still have a say, whether you be the man or the woman. Whereas in a parent-kid situation, 99.9 times the kid's got no say. Like, it might be harsh, but whatever the adult says, that's what's happening. And I'll probably say that's the reason why I'd say more parent-kid than thingy. And that's why I'd more say FSG are like the parent and Klopp is like the kids. So anyway, to bring it back to what was when you're saying like, can we rate FSG without Klopp? That's why I said the talent thing. Can you rate the kid who's got the talent, or do you have to give the credit to the parent? It's a tough one, isn't it? Because like you said, without the parent, they don't get to fulfill their talent. But if you ain't got the talent, you don't make it in the first place. But then you could say you got the talent because you came from your dad's seed. And regardless of whatever the situation is, no, but it's true, isn't it?
No,
Like,
yeah. I just haven't had that term in ages.
most of the time, you do kind of just inherit your ability through, you know.
I disagree with that. Stevie can kick a ball way harder at his age, and I could kick a ball at his age.
But that's the combination of the genes. So
I only can't play football.
No. But whatever there is within her DNA has combined to make that possible, though, isn't it?
Okay,
You get what I mean?
I ain't even no baller, bro.
No, but you know what I mean. Like, it's a combination of the DNA. He's inherited the DNA, right? So whatever he does go on to accomplish, you lot still gave him it. Whichever way you look at it, he's still been given that through, do you get what I mean? Intelligence, physicality, most of these things, they are inherited through the DNA. They are.
But inheriting is just a little bit of it, though. Because I'd say inheriting is probably the smallest part of it, because it's the work and the dedication and all the rest of it that goes into it that makes, like, I could give Stevie 10 grand, but he might blow the money. Or he could invest it, knowing how to manage money and become a millionaire.
But that would depend again on his DNA, because if his parents are people who are very like slack with money and very reckless, he'll probably do that. Your kid, he's definitely invested in that because you're sensible. No, it's facts, bro. It's facts, bro. You know what I mean? Man. You still inherit these type of things, you know what I'm saying?
Stevie would spend frivolously if I let him still.
I truly do believe the majority of things you do inherit. Like for example, it's definitely a Messi's DNA for who he is. Yeah, he might have trained, but that's in the DNA. And again, I'm not even being shady. I'm just going to use some of the examples. Jordan Henderson could have never been Messi, no matter how hard he worked there, because it just wasn't given to him. His DNA wasn't, you know what I mean? It wasn't passed down in his DNA. It's one of the. Hold on. How did we go from FSG to Cow's DNA? No. We weren't. It's just an example. But do you get what I mean? Henderson could never be Messi.
By the way.
Yeah.
My man's DNA, bro. Pause.
Henderson could have never been Messi, no matter how hard he tried, because it wasn't in his DNA. Do you get what I mean? So I do think you inherit a lot of that. But anyway, that was a mad tangent. I'm going to rate FSG based on the fact that they hired Klopp. Because there's too many semantics and there's too many moving parts and there's too much tangible and untangible. It's going to just end up being a whole madness. So I'm just going to rate
I hate to say, sorry to cut you. I don't rate them for hiring Klopp. Like, that is the easiest decision you could make. It was Ancelotti or Klopp. Ancelotti said, you're going to give me money to build a new spine ASAP. They said, we ain't going to give you the money. And Jurgen was like, I'm all right. I don't really need the money. I can make a thing work. But that wasn't a hard decision to make.
No, I fully. All right. No, and I'm not even defending FSG. I can't believe I'm going to say this. If I got with Beyonce, you would say it's the most obvious thing in the world. Who doesn't want to be with Beyonce, right? That choice was easy, but you still got to rate me for chatting her up.
All right, but
No?
did you really have to chat Klopp up?
Yeah, they still had to sell the project. They still had to make sure that he felt comfortable. There were still, do you know what I mean? Like we've seen managers walk away from clubs before.
Yeah, from Spurs. You see managers walk away from Spurs. Like, I mean,
Apparently Nagelsmann walked away from Man United.
Again, two of the worst examples you could use.
Yeah,
bro.
but that's what I mean. So the ownership can ruin something, though. That's what I'm saying.
Right,
it can, bro.
Look, I'm not saying they don't
can
deserve any credit, but I think they get way too much. I think it goes way overboard. That Without
it
them,
shouldn't
we
go
would have
overboard.
Klopp. Like, I do think we could have got Klopp with other owners.
Yeah. Of course.
Whereas I don't necessarily think we could have got certain players or had certain success if we didn't have Klopp. But then the argument could be made if we had a different manager who's maybe a bit more ruthless, less loyal to players, we might have had a bit more success in other areas. So, yeah, maybe I'm being a bit disingenuous. Maybe I am.
Anyway, so what was the actual overriding question?
What's their legacy? What's their current legacy about as owners of Liverpool's on-field success? What's their legacy right now? Are they goated? Are they good? Are they?
They're not goated, but they're definitely higher than good. Did you say they're good? Oh,
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm not angry at them in the moment, and it's like it's a bit. I'd give FSG a 7.5. We've got a new training ground, even though they made us pay.
No. This is just on field. I'm going to speak
on
about
field.
This is just on field.
On field. 7.5. We've won everything. 7.5.
I wish I went first now because I want to seem like such.
We should have won way more, but we've won everything.
All right, I'm gonna look at it like this: if I was judging a player, if I'm judging a striker, and they scored 2 goals in the game, but they missed 6 chances, I'm going to give that player a 6 as opposed to a 7.5 or above. Because I have to look at the balance of what's happened. I'm probably going to say a 6 for FSG's reign on field.
Okay.
They've been here for 13 years. Won each trophy once, if I'm not mistaken.
2 Carabaos.
Yes, you're right. Apologies. 2 Carabaos. I don't think
2 charity shields, I think. Because you like to count those.
Hey, big up. Big up.
I don't even know why I took that shady shot. I don't even know why.
No, it's there. It was there to be had still. I don't know if we won. I don't know if we have won 2 though, because we only won the FA Cup once.
I'm sure we won it. Have we not won it twice? No,
I think we've only won it once.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I thought for some reason I thought we won it twice. Fair enough.
Shout out to Roms in the chat as well. Big up yourself, Roms. I'm gonna go 6. I think there's been too many missed opportunities for me to go higher than that. 13, 14. At the end of the 13, 14
yeah,
season,
we lost to Arsenal. Yeah, sad. We did.
Yeah, I don't blame them too much for the summer of 2014 because Brendan was just on one. I think Klopp's early part of his reign, I think they could have done more. I think after we won the Champions League, a lot more should have been done. And the summer where we only bought Konate. But this is where I find a little bit of grey area because I don't know how much of that was them not willing to invest and how much Klopp was being stubborn in terms of the personnel or profile of personnel he wanted. But either way, I'm going 6 on field. Off field, I'll answer this one first. Off field, I'm gonna go with a 9.5. F it, I'm going 10 off field, and I'll tell you why. Off field,
Shit, if I do it.
so I tell you, why I'm going 10 off field because we were a team that were dropped by Adidas and had to go to Warrior, a team that weren't making any profit, to becoming one of the most profitable teams in the world. And you know what? We did that all legally. There is no gray area from what I know of how we made our money and how we built ourselves as a club. As you said, bro, we could have. Oh, Jamrock comes to B+. I think that's low. A+. Gotta be A+. A+ for me. We've built 2 new stands in the stadium. And again, we could have moved stadium, but they made the decision to go, no, we're going to redevelop this stadium because this has got the culture, this has got the heritage. LDO, you're right. Furlough, Super League, tick up. All right. Cool. Hadouken!
No, but the mad thing is, if you're actually looking at it from a business point of view, the furlough was the right thing to do.
No.
It was from an ethical, moral point of view that furlough was the wrong thing. From a business point of view, it was actually the right thing to do.
Yeah, but
it was just morally, like,
F.
You know what I mean?
Morally
yeah,
F.
like, you know what I mean? So,
I'm gonna go down to a 9 then. I'm gonna go to a 9. But off field, like, Man City is the only team that are being more profitable us at the moment. And let's be real, we know how they're doing that. I don't think that can be understated. We went from being only wanted by Warrior to Nike throwing everything at us. If I'm not mistaken, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Bayern Munich were the only teams more profitable than us legally. That's a point. We united as a fan base and made sure the furlough didn't go through. We united as a fan base and made sure the ticket sales didn't go through. They could have still gone ahead with those things. They decided not to. I'm going to stick with a 9 though, because I don't think we should even have. Jamrock, it was Warrior before New Balance, bro.
No, but I was going to say, even on this, New Balance are actually the third biggest sports brand in the world. A lot of people don't know that because popularity-wise, Puma and a few others look bigger than them. But Adidas and Nike are the only 2 brands that make more money than New Balance.
Are you sure, Drift?
I can't remember what year it was because it was a few years ago, but I remember reading and I was shocked. I was like, wait, what? And it was at the time when we had New Balance as our shirt sponsor. And I remember thinking, no, but you know what? You actually deep it. Like middle-aged men, people who like to do like activity stuff, they do all wear New Balance. I think because we're like, you know, young and whatever, like we don't really like, we look at the Nike but like,
oh
New
no, I
Balance
like New Balance stuff. I've just never bought any.
It's just New Balance weren't big in football. So when you look at it from a football point of view, you're like, why are we going with New Balance? If you're looking around the world, New Balance is massive.
We didn't actually go with New Balance. New Balance bought Warrior. We had no choice at the time.
That is true as well. We
had no choice. Again, I'm not complaining because New Balance made some of the most beautiful kits in our history, but they effectively they
bought out the yeah. But I mean, they could have cancelled the contract, or maybe there would have been a way to get out of it because it is different. But yeah, I don't really know the ins and the outs. But yeah. New Balance is a big brand. It isn't like being under New Balance in football terms might look a little bit like, well, what's going on? But in the sports world, New Balance are massive.
Yeah.
They're massive. So yeah.
So what would you give FSG off-field's legacy?
Just to before I do the off-field, would you say how many times you've got to like finals and stuff? That's on-field, not off-field, right?
That's on-field.
I'm a bump that 7.5 to an 8 for on-field.
We didn't win it though.
We didn't.
And they were part of the reasons why we didn't.
But bro, if you really deep it, and this isn't having like a settling for second best type of mentality. This is just trying to be as logical as possible and taking emotion out of it. If you've been to as many finals as we have, and you look at how many teams have failed miserably at even reaching quarterfinals, never mind semi-finals and finals. Not winning it is a massive disappointment, but to be one of only 2 teams left in the tournament is still some kind of success, logically. And if you think about the amount of finals we've been to, for us to be able to sit here and say we've been to 3 Champions League finals in 6 years, Cal, that's big. Yes, we didn't win them, and that's the disappointment part. And all the people want to banter and do all that shit. But we're talking logic here. Let's take emotion out of it. Logically, if you've been to 3 finals out of 6 finals, you were definitely doing something right. If you've been to 4 European finals in 7 years, you are definitely doing something right, bro. When was the last time Tottenham, Arsenal, Aston Villa, any of these other clubs in the Premier League have been to a European final, period? I think Man United have only been to 1 European final in the last 10 years. Chelsea have been to 2. Man City have been to 2. Like, you get what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to do the whole, you know what, it's all right with a runner-up. I'm not. But I'm just, if you logically look at it, 4 European finals in 7 years is a big deal. Whether you won it or not, you're doing something right. You are. And under FSG, if I'm not mistaken, we've also been to an FA Cup final that we didn't win. So that's another final. Been to a League Cup final that we didn't win. So we've won 3 League Cups, 2 League Cups, but we've been to 3 finals. We won 1 FA Cup, but we've been to 2 finals. We've won 1 Champions League, but we've been to 3 finals. We've been to Europe. We've been to Europa League final. Like, I'm gonna go 8. Like, you do actually kind of have to factor that in if I'm being logical rather than emotional about it. We've been to a lot of finals under.
You could argue we've been the bridesmaid more than we've been the bride, though, Drift.
But that's success within itself, even though it's not the ultimate success.
No, for me, it's not.
No, but if you compare it to everyone else, Cal, how many finals of Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, how many finals have any of them clubs been to?
I'm not comparing. I don't care about them, look.
No, but what you're up against is kind of a barometer of what you're judged on.
No,
isn't it?
I'm not judging us based on the other teams. I'm judging us on who we are.
No, I get that, but you still have to look at your competition to have a judgment as well, though. Surely. Because in all of those finals, most of them were up against better teams who were further along in their development, or they were just a better team. We lost to Real Madrid twice in the Champions League. That is what it is.
The first time I accept, because Salah got injured and we were a new team. Second time we should have beaten Real Madrid.
No, we should have.
Should have beaten Sevilla.
That's still a beast of a Real Madrid team that went through a whole heap of big boy teams together. It's actually the hardest run that's probably ever happened. Wasn't it? What was it? PSG, Man City, Chelsea, and Liverpool. That's one of the hardest runs to ever win a Champions League. So, you know, like,
so I'm not budging from a 6. I can't lie.
I understand where you're coming from, but I'm gonna go 8. I'm gonna go 8 for on field. Off field,
I'm going 9.
I'll agree with you. Off field.
So I meet it. So I get to us. So overall, you rate This is mad. Overall, FSG, you rate FSG 8.5. I rate them a 7.5.
But they're never gonna.
There's certain man are more FSG in than they're leading man to believe still.
No, because you can always believe that it's time to move on. You can love your parents dearly, but no, you're too old to live with them now. You got to move out.
We're gonna say something else, bro.
No. Like, you know what I mean? You can love your parents dearly, get on like a house on fire, but still realize it's that point where you got to move out. Like, FSG can't take us any further. I'm FSG out because they just can't take us any further. They just can't. And they have done some things that have really pissed me off.
See, I disagree. FSG can take us further. I just don't know if they have the desire to.
They can't, bro. They ain't got the money to.
No,
bro. They haven't got the funds, bro.
But they have got the money to.
Nah,
they just choose not to spend it. No,
they can do a one-off flashy thing, but they can't consistently do it.
But here's the thing, Drift. You know my thoughts on this. I don't think we need to spend 250 mil every summer. We don't have to.
We don't.
We got to the pinnacle by being smarter than everyone else. We never outspent everyone. We're just smarter than everyone else. We just stopped being smart. We stopped reading. We stopped revising. We just thought, we can get through. I'm smart, man. But realistically, the reason why you got through in the first place, because the reason you were smarter than everyone else is because you made sure you did your due diligence. You made sure you did your homework. You did your research. You did your revision. We just started resting on our laurels. But you can't tell me, Drift, that Kone and Neto in January, in my opinion, which would cost a combined 80 million tops, in my opinion, we can't afford that. You can't tell me FSG can't afford that.
I think that cost 100. But
Kone's about 25 mil.
No, bro, I heard he's 40 mil.
No, he was 40 in the summer. Kone's about 25 mil in January.
How's he got cheaper?
Because less time left on his contract, bro.
Yeah, but January is always that like hard month to purchase as well. Like
it's the team that he's playing
prices
for.
Go up.
They're not in the best negotiating position as well.
Maybe. I there is a part of me that thinks Neto 50 mil for Neto is not going to happen.
I honestly think 50 mil can get Neto.
I'll be quite surprised at that. I'll probably say close to 100 mil to buy those two in January, if I'm being honest. But if you're right and it's 80 mil, then there's no excuse really.
Even 100.
Do you think FSG will spend 100 mil halfway through the season?
No, and that's my problem.
That's what I mean, because
at the same time, again, I got to keep the same energy. I don't know if Klopp would want to add another attacker. He might not want to add another attacker.
What's more important, an attacker or a defender? In January.
You got me here because you could have said defensive midfield. That was very cheeky of you, Drift.
No, because we know a holding man would be the ideal role. But what would you rather go for, Neto or Henkape?
If we don't get one, if we don't get one of them in January, could we get them in the summer?
Yeah, we can get the other one in the summer, but who'd you buy in January? Andre's already got the flag, the scarf, sorry. He's doing the interview. We're like, oh shit, we did it. We got Andre. Who you getting? Henkape or Neto?
Where are we in the league?
Second on goal difference.
No,
I'll make it even harder for you. Arsenal, Man City, and Liverpool are all level on points.
No.
January the 1st.
No.
Okay.
Was
there a bias in there, or was you thinking about the team?
Got Konza in it. Got Konza. No, all right. So the reason I'm going Neto.
I just realized what you tried to do there, bro. Hey, bro, get on the ship now, bro, before it leaves, bro. I'm telling you.
The reason I'm going Neto is because I know we're calling me Shay. Allow me in the comment. Can I not have my opinion, guys? I'm going Neto. The reason I'm going Neto, I think he has a new dimension to our attack, and I think we could just outscore teams. And I don't think if Henkape comes in, I think it's harder to adapt as a defender in January for Liverpool than it is for an attacker.
I agree with that.
And I don't think Henkape would play that many minutes.
Hey, Gossiper, you and me are normally eye to eye. Yes, he said Kwanzaa. Hey, man, I'm telling you, jump on the boat now because you don't want to be the guy who's landing in the water because the gap is too big to make the jump. You don't. Get on the boat now because the ship's leaving real soon.
I'm going Neto.
Leaving real soon.
I think Neto comes in and makes an instant impact. And I think Neto can help Salah be more fresh for the end of the season as well as play on the other side as well. I'm going Neto. But first thing I'm doing in the summer is getting Henkape.
Man, that version of Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
Look, I don't even really know. I don't really know which one I'll pick out of those two because I
You
think
can't stay on the
Hincapié.
fence after you just threw me under the bus like that, bro.
No, because you know, Konza's my guy. But I'm thinking about the amount of games that maybe Joey's going to be playing right back. So you're already down the centre back. And then I'm thinking about potential worries of an injury with Matip. And obviously you've got the whole like Kanate is becoming a little bit of a worry injury-wise. And then Matip probably moving on in the summer as well. So if Hincape's already in the door, then he's going to be a lot better suited to being adjusted and being ready to go on for the next season as well. So it is a tough one. It is a tough one because Hincapié could massively help us if we have, if we're still in all the competitions as well, where we're trying to do the defense, like keep everybody fresh. But Neto at Liverpool would oh man, that would be a delight, innit? Neto at Liverpool. Here's the worry with Neto, and I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer.
It's the injuries.
Can we only look at 4 months of form and think that injury is no longer a worry? Like, is that a sensible decision based on how much money you'd probably have to pay for him? It's not, is it? If we're being realistic, you should really let him finish the whole season and be like, yeah, he is. He's really over that. 4 months.
My decision is very short-term thinking, which is very unlike me. It's very short. But shall I tell you what it is? I need another Prem drift. I need it. So you see what you're saying about Hincapié coming in January and then he's fit and ready to go for the following season? Nah, bro. I need that Prem now. I need it now.
But you yourself said you don't quite think we're ready this year. So shouldn't we prepare more for next season when we are ready than to force it now?
Because if we get Andre/Kone and Neto in January, we're ready now. Especially if we're there on goal difference, we're ready now. And I take nothing away from City doing a treble. But if City are in a title race with Liverpool last season, they don't do a treble.
What, they don't do the pressure that they would have felt, you think?
It's impossible. But there's a reason why City have never won the league and Champions League and Liverpool have never won the league and Champions League when they've been in title races with each other. It's too draining.
And it can't be a coincidence. It's the only season that they've never got 90 points or above as well.
It's too draining. It's too draining.
Because those 3 games they got to take off at the end of last season, if they were in that with us on the previous years, they wouldn't have been able to take them games off. Yeah. And they might have picked up some injuries or something might have happened along the way or whatever. I hear you.
And again, I take nothing away from City. Nothing. But there's a reason why Liverpool and City can't win the league and Champions League when they're in a race against each other. It's impossible. We are battering each other in the Prem week in, week out. And then you've got to try and do Champions League as well with some of the biggest names and players in the world. It's impossible. You have to pick your poison. You pick one or the other. Hence why we get to finals of Champions Leagues and they win leagues. Like it just is what it is. If I'm not, when was the last time they got to a final before this one? Wasn't it? It was the pandemic season, right?
Yes.
Where were Liverpool in the league? Nowhere to be seen.
4th or 3rd.
Then. It's not a coincidence.
Yeah. The two years they won the league, we got to the Champions League final.
Not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence.
And then the year we won the league, we went out of the Champions League.
Went out of Champions League quite early.
Adrian. I mean, that was Adrian, but yeah.
We're done, Callum. You understand, bro? We're done, bro.
I was so upset.
I just remember sitting on your sofa, bro, and I would not look to my left, bro, because the stare you had on your face, bro, that vein in your neck was bulging. I was like, nah, I'm not going to get punched up on camera for no reason, man. Yeah, enough.
And the thing that was upsetting me the most is that Bobby did everything. We were through. It was Bobby's moment.
Yeah.
And then Adrian. If I was Bobby, I would have probably clarted him up for that still. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Adrian said, hold my goalie gloves. Jamie, big up Jamie Phillips Football Chats. Make sure you guys subscribe to Jamie's channel. FSG with Klopp has been a great marriage. Yes, they done wrong, but also have cheating City cost us 2 titles. They're better than most. Very fair assessment. You've always said that as well, Drift. You always said if there's no City around, then FSG might be seen as the best owners.
Yeah, because there wouldn't have been a team spending all the money to make us compare to what we should be spending, and there wouldn't have been a team that could stop us from winning all the things that we probably would have won. I mean, there is an argument to say they pushed us, and maybe without them, we wouldn't have been as great, and without us, they wouldn't have been as great. That is a fair argument as well. I think Klopp and Guardiola pushed each other to the absolute limit and made each other better. But yeah, no City. We've got 3 Premier Leagues and 2 Champions Leagues, in my opinion, with no City in the league. I know that's all hearsay and whatever, but I'm saying that based off of an educated guess.
Very true. Sadiq said that's easy. The belts gets all the credit for MJ. Sadiq, man. Oh man.
Bro, this hatred is gonna get you as well.
Hate says, big up Jada Pinkett.
Oh man.
Oh, oh man. I did not see that one coming. Let me honor the super chat. Hate says, big up to Jada Pinkett, Alcina, Shakur Smith. No, that's deep.
That woman,
that really got me.
That woman needs to either be studied in church, or she needs to be like, she needs help, because she's either got some kind of mental problem, or she's like the devil in human form. I don't know what is wrong with that woman.
Yeah,
she is trying her very hardest to tear down what is still her husband. I'm so confused. I'm so confused by that woman's behavior. She needs help.
I feel like she's got dirt on Will. That's the only reason she's doing this.
No, I just think she just wants the attention. I really do.
She always gets the attention. I think she's got.
I even think she's jealous of Will.
So I don't want to ruin it for anyone, but shout out to Stephen Bartlett. He's got a podcast called Diary of a CEO. I don't know if you've seen it.
I'm not watching her one, but he's a G.
He's brilliant, man.
I'm not watching the Jada one though. I'll have my fist like this the whole time, and I might even like crack a tooth by grinding my teeth. I'm not watching it. I'm not watching that.
So, I would recommend watching it. It puts a new spin on things. Oh, I still dislike what she's doing and despise what she's done.
She's a liar.
Yeah, we know this, but
she's a liar. She's a cheat.
I mean, the cheating thing, as Ross from Friends said, they're on a break still.
Bruv, it is irrelevant whether you're on a break. If you beat your son's brethren in your man's yard,
who you've cheated with is a problem. But again, I think Will's been about there as well still.
Yeah, but he didn't do it in their marital bed. He didn't do it in their yard under their nose with his daughter's brethren. Nah, bro, there's rules and regulations, bro. There's rules and regulations. Oh, 100% there's rules.
So
and
what? If the missus does a thing with AJ, Anthony Joshua, he goes, I did, Cal, but I didn't do it in this house. I'm gonna go.
No, I'm saying based on the premise that they were separated, so they understand that that's why I go on. There are still rules and respect, bro. What, in my yard while I'm at work? No, bro. There's rules and regulations, bro.
I'm just saying, bro.
My man's beating you and then eating breakfast with me the next day. No, Cal, there's rules and there's regulations.
Brother, why is Will allowing that?
Well, I'm guessing he didn't know what was going on until afterwards.
Oh, come on, Drew. So hold on, Drew. Wait.
Bro, I saw the tears rolling down his eyes. He never knew it was happening when it was happening. He found out later, bro.
Wait a minute.
Nah, he found out later, bro. He found out later.
Wait a minute.
He came home and there was wet patches in the bed and he was confused. He's like, what the fuck is going on?
Jeff, I'm gonna paint a picture for you. You're downstairs cooking some plantain, ready to have a little breakfast. The dumplings are done, saltfish and aki's all done. You're having a nice breakfast. Jonathan comes downstairs, just a dressing gown. Oh, you're right, Jonathan. Then your missus comes downstairs after Jonathan in a dressing gown as well. Oh, wait.
I'm gonna think it's a coincidence because I ain't
You're
gonna
gonna
think
think,
any.
bro.
Bruv, ain't no one
I'm-
mad enough to do that in my yard, so
Bro,
I'm gonna just
I'm-
think it's a coincidence, bro.
I'm gonna dash that plantain oil at someone, bro.
Bruv, I'm gonna think it's a coincidence.
I
Bruv,
am
'cause ain't
gonna-
no one mad
I'm-
enough to do that while I'm in the yard.
I
Ain't
am-
no
I
way,
am-
bruv.
I am dashing that plantain oil on someone, bro.
Hey,
Like the plantain
ain't no
the only thing
way.
that's cooked.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
The plantain ain't the only thing that's getting cooked, bro.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way, bro.
You think someone could have? Bro, I'm gonna be real with you. You're not stepping foot in his house, bro. You're mad.
Bro, there is. I refuse to believe, unless you're into that wife watching whatever that madness is.
Will had to have known what's going on, bro.
Unless you're a voyeur, I don't believe anybody knows their wife is upstairs with another man in their house and is okay with it. No, Cal, I don't. No way. No.
But I'm
way,
not saying he's
no
okay with
way,
it, but he's
no
accepting
way, no
it, bro. I'm not.
Nah,
being-
acceptance means it's okay. You only
Really?
accept something once you become okay with it, bro.
I am turning the house upside down if I think this is happening.
I'm a bun the ass down, bro. There's no
That's
way,
what I'm
bro.
saying, bro. What you think I'm gonna? You think I'm just gonna sit downstairs and then 15 minutes later, you guys finished now?
Bro, you'll be able to hear it, bro.
Bro, this is what I'm saying, bro.
So there's no way that was happening. There's no way. There's no way, Cal. There's no way. No way. No way. No
Bro,
way.
for all I know, bro, Jada just
He
turned
found
up
out
the two-pack.
afterwards, bro.
She just turned up the 2-pack louder, bro. So we'll do it here. I can't deny it. I'm I can't deny it. I'm a straight man. She probably just turned up the volume, bro. Hail Mary. Like, she probably just turned up the volume, bro.
Ain't nothing but a gangster party. Oh man. Oh,
California love.
How does it feel? Imagine if she did. Imagine if she played Pac and Jodeci while Will was downstairs. Nah, Cal. It's not. Nah, that's a violation on a
How
whole
do you
nother-
want it? Ooh, how do you feel? Like, are you mad? But the moment I hear 2-pack in the house, I'm tearing everything up, bro. You can't play 2-pack in the house, bro. You cannot. You cannot. You think I want to listen to Brenda's Got a Baby when someone's putting one in my missus? You're mad, bro. You're mad. You're mad. You're crazy, bro.
Oh man, my heart is hurting, and it's not even me.
Will
Oh,
needs
man.
to step up, man. He needs to get out of this situation. bro.
Ah.
Why is
this
he
is just
slapping
the-
Chris Rock as well, then, bro?
This
That makes
is
it even
just-
worse.
No, I know. He's a broken man. I can see it in his eyes, man. And Will Smith is probably my favorite actor. So like,
He's going
even
out
my
bad, man.
personal, I can't. Yeah, it's difficult to watch him getting treated like this, man. It's mad. It's mad.
August and Rick Ross made a song about her, bro.
Nah.
She's a high value Kim Kardashian at this point.
Nah,
Hey,
she's
said-
worse than Kim.
Oh, I don't know, you know.
Nah, she's worse than Kim. Kim hasn't publicly, for like years, just dragged man through the mud. You know what you're getting into when you get with a Kardashian.
I don't know
That's
if you
Kanye's
do.
fault. No, that's Kanye's fault. Yeah, that's Kanye's fault, bro. But sure. I don't know, man. Mad thing. My heart's actually hurting, bro. My heart is actually hurting.
Look at what Imran said. I said Jada 22, you know. Oh boy.
No, it'll be Will 22 more than
it's Will
Jada
22, yeah. Hate said I'd rather take Umbro and Slazenger over Warrior Dark Days are facts. Umbro makes some nice kits.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I'd rather Warrior than Slazenger. Slazenger goes in the basement bin in flipping Sports Direct.
I'm all right. I'll be honest. I did not like Warrior. I'd probably take Slazenger over Warrior. I do not like
Every
Warrior.
time I see Slazenger, it looks like a fake Puma.
No, but they're a tennis brand effectively.
Yeah. But like every time you see Slazenger, don't it just make you think Puma because of the logo?
It literally makes you think of tennis. I'm not gonna lie. I just think tennis straight away. Anthony James says Neto and Kone, will you throw up the if we sign Neto and Kone in January, just know you ain't seen Shameless yet. You ain't seen Shameless. You saw part of Shameless and Captain Sparrow. Oh, I'm gonna go crazy with it. BC says best signing under FSG for you guys. Salah for me.
Allison.
I'm gonna go with Mo Sadio Van Allison.
That's the Mohammed Sadio Van Allison, you know.
Ollie says, such a effed up world we live in. RIP the fans. The fans. I don't know what that's referring to.
Which fans?
Yeah.
Fans? Yeah. But, just let us know. You don't have to be super. Just let us know what actual fans you mean, bro.
H says, interviewer, the weather's great today, isn't it, Jada? These ain't even. Oh, man. I think
you know what?
That's the one thing I will say.
The only reason we know that can't run is because they both look like him. Otherwise, I'd even be worried about that. Real talk. Oh, 2 people got shot. What? What happened?
Where was this?
In the Sweden game. Oh shit!
No way.
What?
Oh, condolences, man. R.I.P.
Oh yeah. That's how the hell did they get a gun into the stadium? What?
Bloody hell. The game got abandoned.
Oh shit.
Sorry.
Oh, before the game. That's mad. Yeah, that's mad.
Oh my. Suarez signed on the FSG still.
But even though he's the best player, his legacy isn't anywhere near the others, though, is it? The others have got better legacies. Yeah. As a player, he's the best player we've ever signed, yeah. But the legacy, because the legacy is part of that question, isn't it?
Yeah. MTAR, big up MTAR, Mizzy. So Cal's on the Kubo train. I am, bro. Fairs, I do scout watching live in Qatar for the Asian Cup next jam. Big up yourself. Also, another Japanese I'm keeping tab on is Kotaro Uchino, 19, 6'1", models his game after Haaland. Okay.
That's a point about Kubo, you know, because of the Asian Cup. Would we be able to even sign him in January? It'd be very difficult.
No, this wouldn't be a January. This would be a summer.
Yeah, it'd be very difficult because of the whole, like, it'd be playing and
H says, Gal just said, Tupac had alopecia, absolute menace. She didn't. No, did she say that?
She said that's why I was bald. And the thing is, at this point, I don't even believe she's got alopecia. I've never, ever seen her with patches or anything going on. It's always just a smooth level 1. You know, that's not alopecia. Alopecia is where hair actually falls out and you have shapes of patches. And I've never seen... Do you know what alopecia? John Joe Shelby apparently had alopecia.
Yeah.
That was so
she trying to say she had... Pac had alopecia. That's why she had it. Is that what we're basically saying?
But I don't know. I don't... she'll say anything at this point, man. Let's be honest.
Anthony James says, Drift, what would it take for us to be title favorites?
Neto, Andre, and Cape in January. And then I'll say we're title favorites.
I'm going to go Neto, Hincape, and Kone.
You go Kone over Andre for the number 6, yeah?
Yeah.
I want Kone at Liverpool.
I want both players. I want both players
not to play in the 6, yeah.
Do you know what? There's a very interesting video on YouTube. Fluminense's style is so unorthodox and unique. They don't play with us. Andre's not a 6.
No, but he does get left alone a lot, you know. So he would be used to our system based on a lot of what I've seen.
He wouldn't be, you know.
He's on an island by himself quite a lot, bro. I've heard Fluminense fans say that they're so attack-minded, even though he's in a pivot, he gets left alone a lot. So he's essentially playing that role by himself.
Shout out to Tommy. They use relationism. They just cover each other a lot.
I think he'll be fine in that role for us, though.
I don't see it. I think as an 8, I think he'd be excellent. As a 6, I don't know.
Do you know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of Kante, where...
Oh, no.
No, I don't mean... I mean, where Kante could play the number 6, but he didn't really ever play it, if you get what I mean, because he was a box-to-box. But if you needed him to, Kante could quite easily have done it. He reminds me of that kind of mode. Yeah, he's not essentially an out-and-out number 6, but if he needs to play, I think he can. That's just me, man.
Sadiq says, Will took her back singing Pat. I'm mad at you. One of the best songs.
I fucking love that tune. Oh, yeah, my days.
Hay said, on another note, AI still moving mad. Just got word, Jurgen Klopp. No, go. no, go, sir. Remix coming. I would love to hear that. That would be absolutely brilliant. Lala says, yes, Kai, it's my birthday. Big up Drift. Can you drop the beat? And what did you make of the KSI fight? I've not seen the KSI fight. The Dylan Dallas fight was let down.
I'm not gonna lie. I am never, ever, ever getting dragged into the hype of thinking it will end up a good fight with these YouTuber / semi-professional fighters. It just always just the spectacle is the build-up. The actual fight itself is always a shambles. And I respect everybody for getting in the ring. It takes a lot. I think people underestimate how hard it is to actually have the balls to get in the ring in front of people and have a fight. So I will always rate that. But if you're actually talking about in a comparison with what professional fighting looks like, it's a shambles. It's an actual shambles. And you know one thing as well? I think Tommy Fury is nowhere near good enough to ever do anything more than what he's doing now. But I will say it must be hard to actually fight someone who's so all over the place.
Yeah.
Like as a fighter, you're used to the other person having a certain level of professionalism within themselves, innit? And if someone just all over the place and swinging haymakers and ducking and rolling and doing it, it actually must be quite hard to actually fight against that. Do you know what I mean? So
it is.
I have a little bit of sympathy for Tommy Fury, but yeah, he's not good enough.
But as a proper boxer, you should be able to. It should only take you a round or two to figure that person out, and then you should really clean them up after that.
That's a fair point. Because if he was in there with someone like Canelo, he's actually going to hospital. So that's a fair point.
Canelo takes about 30 seconds to read what's going on.
It depends. It depends. But come on. Canelo took 5 rounds to get used to Khan, and he probably could have done it in 1.
But Khan's an Olympic boxer, bro.
No. But what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Khan and Canelo.
No. You're comparing an Olympic standard world.
No. I'm not comparing KSI to Khan. I'm not comparing KSI. Right. No, what I'm saying is Canelo takes his time sometimes. That's what I mean. So I don't necessarily think that he would
time with other elite boxers or top class boxers, bro. I'm gonna be real. For the sake of these people, they should not be calling Canelo's name. Because if Canelo wakes up on the wrong side
have they tried to call Canelo's name?
Yes, Paul and KSI both called his name.
No, surely not.
Bruv, this is what I'm saying. Bruv,
surely not, bruv.
Bruv, all it takes is for Canelo to get out of bed the wrong way one day and say, do you know what, bun this, I'm going to make a bit of money and just really deal with one of these, man. And someone's going to get smashed to pieces, bro. And it's not even going to be nice
they could die, bruv.
Yes, bruv, they could. They are nothing that can prepare you for that sort of trauma. Canelo would do such unspeakable things to those two fighters. It'd be unreal.
I don't think Canelo would ever do that. Yeah, Canelo would never.
They need to keep his name out their mouth, bro.
I didn't know they called him out. I was just using him as an example.
Been calling him out for the longest time.
Yeah, no. That could actually become a Drago and
It'd be worse, bro, because you wouldn't even get a chance for someone to say throw in the towel, bro. It would just be over before it starts.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to.
Canelo would walk him down and beat him up. It'd be horrible to watch. Be horrible to watch. But yeah, this is for Lala. Happy birthday. This is for you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Troy M says Jada Pinkett in Low Down Dirty Shame though. Man, I'd have slapped Chris Rock for that, Jay. I'll slap Chris Tucker too, just because. Apparently, Chris Rock tried to go on a date with her, innit? When
I don't believe a word she says, bro.
Neither do I. All I'm saying is Will looks really silly now.
He does.
Really silly.
And again, that's the mad thing. If you're taking the craziness away, Jada Pinkett is a beautiful woman.
Oh,
and if you're going back, like even now as an older, what was she like? 55? She looks good for her age, bruv. And if you go back, bruv, a lot of the youngers won't know. Like Jada, when Will got with Jada, we was like, Will. But this is why you can't just talk about.
I speak to my brother about it. My brother was just like, yeah, Jada was the one back in the day.
Bruv, I'm telling you, bruv. But this is why you can't just look at the cover of the book. You have to read it because
bars. No, man, like Drifty Samuel in the building. Where's the bomb, bro? Bars, bro. You mad? On your Kopish, you get this, bro. Bars, Drifty. Jeez.
You know what I mean?
Nah. Rate that, bro. Rate that, bro.
It's a shame, innit?
Like Drifty, you know. I said you can't just read the cover. You gotta read the book to us. Jeez. I'm gonna be real with you, Drift. I'm gonna steal that. I'm gonna use it, bro. I'm gonna use it.
My pleasure, bro. Do what you gotta do.
You, I'm gonna use it. That was big. No, big up, man. Big up, Drift.
Hey, Nutty Professor Jada. This is what I'm saying, bro.
Oh.
Like, but yeah, she's ruined it, bro.
Such a shame.
You're ruining it.
Yeah, that's another one. Jake called out Andre Ward as well.
Yeah, but he's doing it because he knows that Ward won't come out of retirement. If
See,
Ward would probably put him in the. I mean, obviously he's been out of the game for a long time.
See, that would be worse in a different way because Ward won't just like Canelo will walk you down and just knock you out. Well, I think Ward would make an example out of him.
Yeah, systematically destroy.
Yeah.
Ah, man.
I think it'd be rough. I do think it'd be rough. But as I said, I think the one fight he missed out on is Ward Canelo.
That would have been one for the ages, man. The closest you got to that was Spence and Thing, innit?
Yeah.
So
Ward beats Canelo Drifty.
I agree. Remember, Ward is my favorite boxer, bro.
No, I'm just saying. I know he holds Canelo in high esteem, but Ward deals with Canelo still.
No, sorry. Holyfield is my favorite boxer. I think Ward is the greatest of all time.
There it is.
So many people sleep on Ward. That guy is so special.
Agreed. People, we're going to wrap up there. Probably be back. We will be back midweek, and then we'll have preview on Thursday, and then probably Saturday on Friday. Then Saturday back to game time, people. So you'll have a busy week from us. If you haven't already, please do smash the like button. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. It really helps us to grow. And yeah, Drift, anything you want to say to the people before we take them out?
Big up all my short kings. And yeah, I know a lot of people got a bit upset earlier on. Like I said, man, it ain't a big deal. I'm just saying from a sporting point of view. Big up everyone who's been watching. Love as always. Big up to all the supers as always. Members, we've got something coming for you guys as well. So it's a big up to all the members. If you want to become a member, the link is in the description. And I'm gonna try a thing, people. I think I'm gonna try and bring back the Prem Panda show for one more week before we get into it. But that's not a promise. It's not a guarantee. But I'm gonna see what I can do. So you might even get another Prem Panda from us as well. So yeah, man. Big up everyone, man. Big up.
Troy M says top movie crush of all time, and don't say you'll get in trouble. Just name one from pre the misses. LOL.
Halle Berry.
Swordfish.
Halle Berry is the most beautiful woman to ever walk the earth, in my opinion. So
Oh, drift, steady, man, steady.
that's just my opinion.
Swordfish was special though, man. I'd have let her shoot me still. That's the last thing I see on earth. My Kevin, bruv, innit? Lauren London for me, man.
Okay.
Yeah, Lauren, man.
Nipsey's ghost just bust a couple shots at you still.
No. Nipsey knows it's all love, man. Lauren, man. Whew. Yeah. On that note, let me not say too much more.
I was gonna say I'm gonna leave it there. Hold on a minute. I don't know. I'm not even gonna butcher your name. Apologies, but and I know you're a regular. I should really know. This is one of the main reasons why I'm going with Halle as well. It's all about the way she's aged, bro. Like, she's still like, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's
shout out to Shecky Ab, Salma Hayek, Dust Till Dawn.
Oh, Salma Hayek, you know. Listen,
Cut.
Cut. Let's end the show.
How have I forgotten?
Bruv, either one of those that you just pressed, bruv. Either one, to be fair, blood.
Oh, it might be Nia. Long hair, short hair, don't care. Oh man.
Man, them are definitely getting in trouble tonight.
Yeah, I might just sleep on the couch voluntarily, bro. Just save an argument. Just save an argument, innit? Yeah, it was me. I'll just sleep on the couch. Can I just have one of the duvets? It might be Nia still. Might be Nia. It's Nia.
No, I'm still going Halle.
Fresh Prince Nia.
I'm still going Halle. Boomerang Halle.
Okay. Long hair, Fresh Prince Nia though.
I don't know. I'm just
pick your poison, innit? I'm probably gonna edit out the last 10 minutes of this stream anyway, but no face, no case.
Yeah, that's a good idea still.
I said Judy Dench. He put Judy Dench. Oh man. Big up to you all. Look, if you've got us in trouble, you better smash that like button. It's the least you lot could do.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, who's Judy Dench again? Is it the the lady Money Penny, innit?
Oh yeah, Dame Judy Dench, yeah. Oh man. But big up to you all, people. Until we see you later in the week, smash that notification as well so you know when we'll be out with a new video. Big up to you all. Stay safe, stay blessed. We're Kopish, we're out, people. Take care.
Peace.